The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Good morning. The voter registration drive begins. Work ongoing to clean up the voters' register. Just what does the government hope to achieve with the National Junkanoo Authority? And the Bahamas Maritime Association denying a claim that Russian ships have been stripped of the Bahamian flag. We'll explain. That's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
It's a new day. Wake up. It's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Tuesday, July 22nd, 2025. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, DeQuesta Dean will be joining us. Also this morning, we'll get a preview of this week's Miracle Treat Day with DQ. And later, it's our monthly series with SBDC, getting an update on their many initiatives and programs. All that you need to know. That's all ahead. While we're sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, the Parliamentary Registration Department is ramping up voter registration as the government contemplates introducing biometric voters' cards. Minister of National Security Wayne Munro says that the cabinet is set to review and finalize a bill that would create the use of polycarbonate voters' cards, which can be used with biometric data. The general election is not due until next year. Munro says work is ongoing to clean up the voters' register at this time as well. The Parliamentary Registration Department initiated a national voter registration drive last week. The Permanent Voters Register, which came into being ahead of the 2021 general election, no longer requires voters to register ahead of each election, but instead requires the Parliamentary Registration Department to keep track of the list and ensure it is updated as needed when voters die, lose the right to vote, move constituencies, or when new voters register. Munro says the parliamentary commissioner has indicated a need for more manpower and that the government has provided staff as requested. Long Islanders hit with load shedding over the past few days after BPL said key generation components failed on the island. BPL saying in a statement yesterday that they understand the deep frustration by residents on Long Island regarding the outages, saying that in the past few weeks, acknowledging that the past few weeks have been difficult. He said the issue began late last week when key generation components failed at the Long Island power station, and that an initial problem involving clog was addressed by the technical teams. But in the early hours of Monday morning, another power pack failed, resulting in a renewed generation shortfall. It says repairs to Generation Unit 2 were completed ahead of schedule, and load shedding was discontinued as of 1:48 p.m. Monday. It claims that all customers were restored to power. BPL says that while technicians were completing repairs yesterday, its team discovered a leaking fuel line that must be addressed to avoid further issues. The Bahamas Maritime Authority says that it has not stripped any Russian ships of the Bahamian flag, despite claims from Ukrainian head of the Office of the President, Andriy Yermak, that it has. Yermak said in a post on the social media platform X, formerly Twitter, that the Bahamas has taken steps to address Russia's shadow fleet. He said that, quote, this is a blow not just to sanction evasion schemes, but to the entire Russian economy, one that relies heavily on illicit oil and gas flows. Claimed that Russia tried to hide its presence in international waters using foreign flags and fake ownership, but even according to Yermak, that these loopholes were being closed. But the BMA says that is not the case, and it has no evidence that any ships carrying the Bahamian flag were engaged in such activities. It said, quote, to date, we have not removed or deleted any ships which were engaged in such activities, as there has been no evidence to support the same. Our conditions of registration require compliance with international conventions and request that owners and their ships comply with the requirements of the countries that they operate. It says the BMA does not have a ban in place as they undertake a due diligence of any ship or owner seeking to register with the Bahamas, with the criteria being compliance with the International Convention and code requiring operations. The trial of two police officers accused of attempting to steal $90,000 from a man after they searched his car began in the magistrate's court yesterday. Assistant Superintendent Dwight and Inspector Benjamin Moss have denied the allegation at their trial before Senior Magistrate Shaka Serville. The officers have been suspended from duty pending the outcome of the case. Willie Germain testified that on March 26, 2024, at around 5:30 p.m., he picked up the money from his nephew's bar to deposit at Commonwealth Bank on Cable Beach. Germain says he was at Robinson Road near Checkers Cafe when the occupants of a white Nissan ordered him to stop. He said the men in the vehicle were wearing khaki-colored clothing and ordered him from the car at gunpoint. In response to a question from the prosecutor, Basil Cumberbatch, Germain said he was not speeding, as he noted that there was a lot of traffic. According to Germain, he asked the officers why he was stopped, and he said they were looking for a purple Honda Fit like his. Germain, who owns JoJo's Car Rentals, testified that he told the officers the vehicle was his. He said that Moss found the box with the money. Germain said that on April 15th, 2024, he was at Telfort's liquor store when police officers showed him a photo lineup. He said he identified both Mackey and Moss from the photos. And the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture says that the National Junkanoo Authority of the Bahamas bill, which would create a permanent body to manage, promote, and develop Junkanoo, is out for consultation. In a statement of the legislation yesterday, the ministry said it is at the heart of a transformative effort to chart. It said the National Junkanoo Authority creates a permanent body to manage, promote, and develop Junkanoo, not just for 2 parades a year, but as a national institution that lives 365 days. It said the initiative aligns with the government's blueprint for change, which prioritizes culture and heritage as a pillar of national development and reinforces the commitment to facilitate economic empowerment and advancement in the Bahamas. The ministry said the draft legislation has been shared with the National Junkanoo Committee, the NJC, and the Junkanoo Corporation of New Providence, Grand Bahama Junkanoo Corporation, and all other Family Island Junkanoo associations and cultural organizations for review and feedback. Youth Sports and Culture Minister Mario Bolag said the bill acknowledges that Junkanoo, quote, has advanced from a parade into an international cultural industry. Overseas, hundreds of students protesting near the site of the crash of a Bangladesh Air Force training jet into a school in the nation's capital, demanding accountability, compensation for victims' families, and the halt of training flights. The death toll from the crash rose to 31 today, including at least 25 students, a teacher who died from burn injuries she sustained while helping others get out of the burning building, and the pilot of the training aircraft. Firefighters further secured the site in Dhaka's densely populated Uttara neighborhood while the military launched an investigation. The country's Civil Aviation Authority was not involved in the investigation directly. Bangladesh declared today a day of national mourning with the flags flying at half-staff across the country. Monday's crash at the Milestone School and College caused a fire that gutted the two-story school building. Officials say 171 people, mostly students and many with burns, were rescued and carried away in helicopters, ambulances, motorized rickshaws. Parents. The protesting students demanded accurate publication of identities of the dead and injured, compensation for their families, and an immediate halt to the use of outdated and unsafe training aircraft by the Bangladesh Air Force. And the long-range Russian drones coming in swarms each night, buzzing for hours over Ukraine by the hundreds, terrorizing the population and attacking targets from the industrial east to areas near the western border with Poland. Russia now often batters Ukraine with more drones in a single night than it did during some entire months in 2024, and analysts say the barrages are likely to escalate. On July 8th, Russia unleashed more than 700 drones, a record. Some experts say that could soon top 1,000 a day. The spike comes as U.S. President Donald Trump has given Russia until early September, to reach a ceasefire or face new sanctions, a time frame Moscow is likely to use to inflict as much damage as possible in Ukraine. In sports, going into a pivotal three-game battle against the Toronto Blue Jays on Monday, Bahamian professional baseball player Jazrato Jazz Jr. and the New York Yankees find themselves involved in another Major League Baseball investigation. According to reports, a discussion between Chisholm and Atlanta Braves assistant coach Eddie Perez on Saturday night caught the eye of MLB officials. The Yankees came from 5 runs down to win in dramatic fashion, 12-9, but a heated moment came in the top of the 6th inning when the Yankees were in the midst of a comeback. Perez seemingly took issue with what he deemed to be Chisholm tipping off his teammate Anthony Volpe to what pitch was coming up next in the current at-bat. Perez pointed to his head while conversing with Chisholm, who then appeared to indicate to Yankees third base coach Luis Rojas that Perez was gesturing for a throw to his head the next time he came to the plate. However, according to MLB.com, Perez said he was telling Chisholm to think about his actions, a strategy that easily could have been viewed as a threat to Chisholm. According to multiple reports, MLB is investigating the incident. You can read more on this in today's Guardian Sports. After missing the last 9 games, Bahamian WNBA player Jonquel J.J. Jones is set to make a return. Jones is scheduled to return to action when the New York Liberty hosts the Indiana Fever in Brooklyn tonight. The Bahamian Post player for the Liberty was having a respectable season with 12.1 points and 9.6 rebounds per game when she went down after aggravating a right ankle injury on June 19th. The Liberty lost that game 89-81 to the Phoenix Mercury and went on to lose 5 out of 7 games before recently winning 3 in a row before the All-Star break. The Liberty went 5-4 in her absence. Chris Paul is rejoining the point guard's 21st and final NBA season. The team confirmed Monday afternoon that Paul has signed. He led the Clippers to the playoffs in each of his 6 seasons with Los Angeles. Paul, a 12-time All-Star, was a free agent after playing all 82 games for the San Antonio Spurs last season, becoming the first NBA player to do so in his 20th season or later. He averaged 8.8 points and 7.4 assists while shooting 43% from the floor. Paul has stated that he wanted to play the upcoming season close to his family, which lives in Los Angeles. And competing at a tournament for the first time in more than a year, And in doubles for the first time in nearly 3, Venus Williams hit a big serve on her initial delivery of the DC Open Monday, and curiously was wiped out by a foot fault call. The 45-year-old Williams, an owner of the 21 Grand Slam titles across singles and doubles, smiled, as did the other 3 players involved in the match in front of the full crowd. Williams carried on, displaying her trademark power on some strokes, teaming up with Haley Baptiste for a 6-3, 6-1 victory against 2014 Wimbledon runner-up Eugenie Bouchard and Clervie Ngunu. And a day after U.S. President Donald Trump threatened to hold up a deal for a new football stadium in Washington, D.C., if the Washington Commanders did not go back to the name Redskins, White House Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt says the president's comments were not a joke. Leavitt telling reporters Monday while answering questions in the White House driveway, quote, "The president was serious. Sports is one of the many passions of this president, and he wants to see the name of that team changed." Asked why he was getting involved, Leavitt called Trump a, quote, non-traditional president behind him on this. After former President Joe Biden signed a bill passed by Congress late last year to transfer land from the federal government to the District of Columbia, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser said the team reached an agreement in April to build on the site of the old RFK Stadium. That was still pending approval of the Council of the District of Columbia. Well, the co-founder and deputy director of the Black Liberation Indigenous Sovereignty Collective, Savannah Romero, said in a statement Monday responding to Trump that, quote, Native Americans are not mascots, and, quote, to equate Native people with cartoonish mascots alongside animals is a gross and ongoing tactic of dehumanization. The National Congress of American Indians has since 1950 considered eradicating Native-themed mascots one of its priorities. President Mark McCarrow called any attempt to purport to speak for Native communities an affront to tribal sovereignty. And at least one organization, the Native American Guardians Association, has filed petitions to bring back the Redskins and Cleveland Indian names. A handful of fans who were asked by the Associated Press for their opinion generally dismissed Trump's comments, though. We'll see where this goes. At sports, brought to you by Kalik and Pop the Top. Back and bigger than ever. Kalik, the beer of the Bahamas, giving away up to $200,000 in cash and prizes. Purchase your favorite Kalik beer and look under the cap. You could be a winner. Free Kalik beer, free merch, or cold hard cash could be yours just for drinking Kalik. Kalik reminds you to drink responsibly, babe. Your first look at weather for today. We've got a mid to upper level low churning just to the east of the Bahamas. That's going to be responsible for widespread cloudiness across the area, allowing for bouts of showers and thunderstorms through tonight. Meanwhile, a weak surface ridge continues to support gentle to moderate breezes for the northern and central islands, with moderate to fresh breezes in the southeastern Bahamas. So conditions will remain rather gloomy and unsettled through Wednesday for much of the country, as the mid to upper level low will gradually shift westwards across the area and continue into the Florida Straits. But drier and more stable conditions will emerge by Thursday across the southeastern Bahamas, as a plume of Saharan dust is going to move in. Gradual clearing to spread across the country as the upper level low will move out of the area. Saharan dust will work in and high pressure begins to reestablish itself Thursday heading into the weekend. For today, though, there remains a slight to moderate risk of rip currents along eastern and Atlantic beaches in the southeast Bahamas. Flash flooding is possible during heavy or prolonged rainfall events. And again, that Saharan dust layer that's moving in beginning later Wednesday for the southeast Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands. Everyone's being advised to take all necessary precautions if you might have some issues health-wise as a result of this. So for today, your forecast for most of the country, partly to mostly cloudy today, becoming partly cloudy to cloudy tonight. 50% chance of widely scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Some thunderstorms may be strong to severe at times, especially for the northwest Bahamas, including New Providence. Slightly less chance of rain for the extreme southeastern islands. 20% chance of isolated showers and thunderstorms as that Saharan dust plume starts to make its way closer to you all. Temperature-wise, today we're looking at highs around 92 Fahrenheit, 33 Celsius, but the heat index still in the triple digits, around 104 Fahrenheit, 39 Celsius, 40 Celsius. We're looking at overnight lows tonight getting down about 80 Fahrenheit, 26 Celsius. That's your first look at weather this morning. We'll have more on your extended outlook coming up in just a bit.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners, too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 36-1976.
With RBC, your idea of loving every journey happens now. Free up cash with affordable auto financing from RBC. With competitive rates and no bank fees, it's the perfect time to make every journey something special. Apply now to pre-qualify in 60 seconds at rbc.com/autoloan to shop with confidence. Conditions apply. RBC, your idea of loving your journey happens here.
Planning for retirement can be. We offer tailor-made individual, group, and pension solutions that take the guesswork out of retirement planning. Whether it's for you or your company, don't leave your future to chance and let the trusted hands of CFAL's experts guide you toward peace of mind and financial stability. Low upfront costs and affordable monthly payments make it easy for you to build wealth so you can live well. Visit us at cfal.com to start on your path toward financial freedom. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
Looking to elevate your gadget game or a tech trouble simply slowing you down? Escape to a world of innovation at Custom Computers, your go-to store for the latest cutting-edge tech. Whether you need to upgrade your life with the best from Apple and Windows or your device needs a little TLC, the Custom Computers Know-How Store is the destination for unbeatable expertise and quality repairs. With 2 convenient locations, there's a Custom Computers near you on Patton Street in Palmdale and Caves Village, or call 396-1100.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day. Don't be left in the dark this hurricane season. Total Services Bahamas, your authorized distributor for Rolco, is ready to install and service a top-quality generator that will power your entire home, keep your lights on, your refrigerator cooling, and your house nice and cozy. When the lights go out, you don't have to. Total Services is here to ensure your comfort and safety this hurricane season and beyond. Complete generator solutions from installation to convenient rentals. Total Services Bahamas, number 98 Thompson Boulevard. Call 323-0400 or 1, or visit the website at totalservicesbahamas.com.
Maybe it's time to explore your options. There's no harm in reviewing your mortgage arrangement and considering a better deal. CIBC Caribbean can help you narrow your search and decide. Switch your mortgage to CIBC Caribbean and enjoy a special interest rate and help towards your switching cost. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/inspired home for more information. Conditions apply.
For fast reliable and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
It's time to upgrade the way you enjoy at-home entertainment. Alive Fiber is here. Enjoy all your favorite channels and streaming apps, all at lightning-fast internet speeds with affordable bundles, and it's only a click away. Visit www.alivefiber.com to sign up now. Stay connected, live your life. It's good to be alive.
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance, visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us, because we've got you.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way.
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9, streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas, Channel 969, and BTC Flow, Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/Morning Blend 969. Text us on the Guardian Radio text line, powered by BTC, 422-4796. Standard text rates apply. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. Joining me now, DeQuesta Dean. Good morning.
Good morning, Dwight. Good morning, Bahamas.
Great to have you with
Happy
us as always.
Tuesday. Yeah, it's a beautiful day. Nice outside. It rained last night. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, it's probably going to rain again today, but hey.
That's beautiful. We need that. It's been ridiculously hot. Our plants need water.
Gets hotter after the rain, though. But that's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
We need the rain. It's cool. It's cool. It's good stuff. We got a lot to talk about this morning. Lots happening in the news, but also Miracle Treat Day from Dairy Queen is coming up in just a couple of days. We'll get details about this year's event. And later, it's our monthly series with the Small Business Development Center, SBDC. They're going to be here, giving us an update on their programs, initiatives, and what you need to know. That's all ahead, but right now, let's get into what else is in the news. And in the news, were you a Cosby Show fan?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, it's so sad.
Yeah, very sad about Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Yeah.
And
I loved him more in The Residence, but he started in Cosby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Versatile. He could do a lot of things.
Yeah.
Drama, comedy. Yeah. But yeah, very sad.
And hard to die on vacation.
Well, it's terrible in front of the family, right?
In a different country.
Yeah. But they keep warning us about rip currents and tides and getting swept up. And unfortunately there. Wow. So I'm sure you're going to be hearing a lot more about that over the next few days. With what's happening here, we told you about this yesterday, the government proposing a national junction authority. We're going to get into that in just a bit. The big headline in the Guardian today, voter registration drive begins. Work ongoing to clean up the voters register. We're hoping that we'll get new non-disposable voters cards soon, as promised.
Paper.
So the government's working on that. But this story, just really quickly want to touch on this, and I'm a little confused and a little disappointed if this is what I think. So we're not, anyway. So take a listen to this. So BMA denies claim Russian ships stripped of Bahamian flag. Okay. Well, why wouldn't you? Anyway, let's read. Let's read this. I'm so confused.
Let's talk about it.
All right, so one authority said yesterday it has not stripped any Russian ships of the Bahamian flag, despite claims from Ukrainian head of office of the president, Andriy Yermak. So, why wouldn't you want to strip them?
What do they do?
Russia?
They have their ship registered here.
Strip it anyway. Okay, let's read. So I think the story tells it from what Yermak is saying first, but let's try to understand. I think you understand what the Ukrainians are saying.
Yes.
Right? You want to sanction Russia for what they've done.
Yes.
Invading another country and killing people every day.
Correct.
So Yermak is saying that this would be a blow to Russia's fleet, right? And how they have been using shadow fleets to do all the dirty stuff they are doing. So he said, if the Bahamas had, which he's assuming or posting as if we had, stripped the Russian ships of the flag, this would, quote, be a blow not just to sanction evasion schemes, which is what they're saying Russia does,
Okay.
but to the entire Russian economy, one that relies heavily on illicit oil and gas flows. Russia tried to hide its presence in international waters using foreign flags and fake ownership, but even these loopholes are being closed. The pressure on the Kremlin's logistics continues, and it's only growing. Together with our partners, we're doing everything to isolate Russian tankers that finance the war. This is another front in our shared fight. Sounds like something you'd want to know, right? Mm-hmm. Hold up. Bahamas? No, we're not doing that. What? The BMA, the Bahamas Maritime Authority, said that's not the case, and it has no evidence that any ships carrying the Bahamian flag were engaged in such activities. Okay, why would you? It said, quote, today we have not removed or deleted any ships which are engaged in such activities, as there has not been any evidence to support the same. Our conditions of registration require compliance with international conventions, and we request that owners and their ships comply with the requirements of the countries that they operate. The BMA does not have a ban in place, as we undertake a due diligence of any ship or owner seeking to register with the Bahamas, with the criteria being compliance with the International Convention and Code requirements, including shipping operations. Our review of any application extends to assessing if there is a sanction risk or any evidence of a sanction breach, and in such case we may offer registration depending on the owner's response and our investigation. So it's saying that they don't see how they're violating anything and that these are being used in illicit activities. Okay.
So they just kind of pass through our water. No, they're not even in our waters.
Not
They're just
necessarily.
using our flags.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Yeah,
Right.
that's a problem.
Well, again, they say there's no evidence to support what the Ukrainians are saying. So the BMA says consultation is undertaken with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to determine if there is any national policy on sanctions, including the approach to be taken for any regional or local sanctions that may impact on the countries where the Bahamas has offices. The BMA reissued its advice to owners of Bahamian registered vessels operating in Russia to seek legal guidance as it relates to sanctions. The BMA has reissued guidance. Why are there Bahamian registered vessels? Anyway, okay. Reissued guidance to owners operating in Russia, taking into consideration the sanctions that were being imposed. The advice is for owners to seek legal guidance. And as per Section 2.6 of the technical alert, we've advised that breaches of sanctions may result in registration review. The BMA reshared a list of sanction orders by the Bahamas from 2022, which includes Afghanistan, Cote d'Ivoire, Democratic Republic of Congo, Democratic People's Republic of Korea, Iran, Liberia, Libya, Sierra Leone, and Somalia. Russia and Ukraine have been at war since February 2022, when Russia invaded Ukraine. So quickly, let's get your reaction to this. What should be the case? Should we strip Russian ships and ship companies that do business in Russia of the Bahamian flag? Should we stay out of it? What do you make of it? Is this unwittingly facilitating the war of the Russian side of this invasion? What do you think? Give us your opinion. Give us a call or text us. You can call 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Call us toll free, 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. It's been since 2022, and sanctions have been on Russia from then, and it doesn't seem to be making any difference at all.
No, it isn't, right? Maybe a part of the thought is to stay out of it so we don't get wake up and we're in shambles.
I don't know why they would waste time on this base, but
rock the boat.
Interesting. Let's see what this caller has to say. What do you make of this? Good morning.
I agree with you. Don't rock that boat.
Really?
No, you see, despite all these sanctions, right? Russia has still been able to sell its oil. In fact, they are selling more oil
because of exactly this.
Yeah, it makes it easier for countries like India and China to participate in this nice oil flow at perhaps a cheaper rate, right?
So cheaper oil for everybody else and blow Ukraine to smithereens.
Boy,
yeah.
Dwight, why you won't put it like that?
Well, that's what's happening.
Well, that's happening to other ethnic cleansing as well, going all around the world. It seems to be this.
And I would hope the Bahamas would not be any way involved in any of it.
Stay out of it. Your guess hit the nail right on the head. Small country like Bahamas, I would suggest we let those big boys fight their war, and we try to see if we could siphon what we could without being observed.
Oh, okay.
Play the same game, but that's a difficult game to play because you would be observed. Stay out of it, man. Because these big boys, they could crush us easily, as you can clearly see. America is telling, change the name of this team to red instead of blue, or else. You see what I'm saying? Well, these people say stupid things, and then if they don't get what they want, they sue you. So we have to be careful playing with the big players. Don't you think so?
I don't know.
Or let's find some oil.
Well, I don't think we're benefiting from it in any way. All we're doing is potentially facilitating the destruction of a country, a sovereign nation.
Right.
Well, I hope if God forbid anything like that should happen to us, that countries would be supportive and not facilitate the invaders. Karma is a serious thing.
About you. They have a blind if you put your finger in their face, All right, thanks.
Okay, all right. Well, clearly that is the position. Clearly that is the position. Let's get to some of these text messages. This one says, it seems to be a strategy, deny, and then come back later with a different story. We should have stripped any Russian fleets from our register. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. From 2022, I can't believe this is still. But I've been wondering, how are they still, everything is,
But we haven't thought about it, maybe.
Trust me.
Yeah,
Trust me. There's been pressure. There definitely has been pressure. We've been busy focusing on other things.
Right.
But we know everybody was warned not to go to Russia, not to be around there, but or Ukraine, but didn't think.
Yeah, but
this.
I guess, by having those vessels registered here and giving them a license to operate, we are contributing to what's happening in a small way. So it would be great to understand the thought process behind not stripping them
money.
Of that.
It's all money. That's the only reason.
Is it only money, though?
Yep.
Could it be that, they're afraid to rock the boat with Russia, that it would cause other impacts to the country? Maybe there's a fair component. Maybe there is
I suspect it's more money than anything else.
A fair component. And whatever happens to our neighbor there, we just basically are wrapped up and rolled into that as well. So that's, I think, a consideration to see what's happening also in the U.S. with Russia and the deadlines for additional sanctions, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and how those things will impact us. So, but I'm really hopeful that it's not the only factor.
Wow. This person says, this is why we're always on blacklists.
Oh, gee.
Well, I don't know. Well, this text here, words. So they didn't remove the the Bahamian flag from Russian ships involved in transshipment of oil operating in breach of sanctions. But have they removed any flags from any ships involved in oil transshipment that coincide with the Ukraine ambassador's statement? I get what you're asking, and that's a good question. Have they done it at all? Anything that was involved in or seen to be facilitating anything to do with this conflict? That's a very good question, and we can try to see if they can say something about that, whether there's been any at all since 2022. Interesting. Yeah. Yep. This person says, just keep out of it. If we are not helping the Palestinians who are getting slaughtered by pure evil, why get into this madness? Well, we're not helping anybody, it seems. We're not about that life, right?
Right.
You just wherever the money is. So who knows? Wherever the money is, that's where we'll be. Okay. There's tons of conflicts around the world, though.
Yep.
But you know, something to think about. We'll see if we can get more information about what's going on eventually. But hey, you can read more about that in today's Nassau Guardian. All right, so let's get into this. We talked about this quite a bit yesterday, and lots of speculation on what this was all about. And the Junkanoo were telling us, many of them were angry, but some were to not have as much authority as it has. So here's the latest on the proposed National Junkanoo Authority. So the Ministry of Youth, Sports, and Culture said yesterday that the National Junkanoo Authority of the Bahamas bill, which would create a permanent body to manage, promote, and develop Junkanoo, is out for consultation. In a statement on the legislation yesterday, the ministry said that it is at the heart of a transformative effort to chart the future of Junkanoo. It said the National Junkanoo Authority of the Bahamas Bill 2025 creates a permanent body to manage, promote, and develop Junkanoo, not just for 2 parades a year, but as a national institution that lives 365 days. Now, this all sounds really familiar with maybe not a specific bill. I mean, it's a good idea, but we tried this before. I feel we did something like this under Neville Wisdom when he was the minister. Similar. But, you know, administrations change and priorities change, and next thing you know, we're back to where we've always been.
Correct.
But anyway, it says that this initiative aligns with the government's blueprint for change, which prioritizes culture and heritage as a pillar of national development and reinforces our commitment to facilitate economic empowerment and advancement in the Bahamas. The ministry said the draft legislation has been shared with the NJC, the National Junkanoo Committee, the JCNP, the Junkanoo Corporation of New Providence, the GBJC, the Grand Bahama Junkanoo Corporation, and all Family Island Junkanoo corporations and associations and cultural organizations for review and feedback. Minister of Youth, Sports, and Culture Mario Boleg said the bill acknowledges that Junkanoo has, quote, advanced from a parade into an international cultural industry. He said the bill is about establishing and sustainable growth. He said, quote, it's about building a stronger future for Bahamian culture where Junkanooers and cultural practitioners could see Junkanoo as a viable business venture with personal financial gain. This change taking shape isn't about taking away. It's about building something stronger together. What we're creating together as Bahamians is a platform that gives Junkanoo the structure, the funding, and the year-round support it has always deserved. We are giving it the ability to grow as an economic force, a teaching tool, a cultural export, and a point of national pride. Those who are truly committed to the advancement of Junkanoo should be working with us, not against us. This is not a political exercise. It's a cultural responsibility. Bolek said the ministry welcomes constructive input from all stakeholders, saying, quote, "We will consult, we will listen, and we will work together, but we will also lead because the stakes are too high to allow fragmentation or stagnation to define the future of Junkanoo." Okay. All right, interesting stuff. You heard a little bit again from the JCNP yesterday and callers yesterday. But let's get your reaction to it. We know that it is not perfect. It is, it's got quite a few issues, and it should be, again, bigger than just the end of the year, beginning of the year, and a few rush outs scattered throughout the year. Maybe at one festival, a little group comes through. Let's talk about it. What do you make of this? Now that we know a little bit more, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Call us toll free, 242-30. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796.
Okay. So I have questions. So the bill to have a body that takes care of Junkanoo is for like national events. And then...
Well, yes, Junkanoo in general, yes.
Okay.
All over.
So how does it impact like the groups that, like if they want to do other things to monetize their... Right, if they want to do other things to monetize, how does that impact them?
The groups can do whatever they want.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it'll impact them, but just overall, how it develops and how it's promoted and potential economic benefits would be more structured. Okay. So it might be easier for the groups to do some stuff that they want to do. Maybe, perhaps, if this goes the way some are envisioning it. Perhaps.
So if a foreign entity out of this country wants to hire a group, they would come to this body here, or will they still be able to reach out to whoever group they want to come, or does everything need to be regulated by this new body?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see what this caller has to say. Good morning. You're on the air.
Hey, Dwight. Good morning. How you doing?
Doing well.
And also to your co-host.
Good morning.
I agreed with the language of the communication in terms of what and where Junkanoo is, and the fact that it arrived at a point where significant reform is necessary. I'm also concerned, though, that for quite some time now, what governments say and what they do are very, very different and separate things. And what I mean by that is, if we go back to when they came to us with the very, very valid argument about that gambling in the country needed reform, by the time we were finished with that, we ended up with what the government wanted and not what the people wanted. I can give you multiple examples where the government's language always sounds attractive and it makes sense at the beginning, but it's usually a window, a corridor for them to arrive at what they want and not what people want. That being said, my biggest concern with Junkanoo is not its economic potential, not its cultural effectiveness, but my biggest concern is Junkanoo is a single mistake away from major, what I call disaster-related incidents, because there is no real safety component in how it's practiced in a single small little space downtown. What I mean by that is, you've seen what happened when we had the fire just in recent months downtown. Without the presence of the crowds and the closures and all that stuff, what it took to get and reach the fire that was taking place. I do not see, and I've not seen over the years, where Junkanoo took into consideration if there was, whether it was a fire or any serious emergencies within the space where the Junkanoo takes place. What is the safety and emergency plan for that? That has always been my biggest concern. And I hope that as we advance and reform, that one of the major focus is going to be to approach it with a sense of bringing safety and safety practices to the Junkanoo experience. That's my comment for now.
Okay, all right, that's interesting. I mean, I hear you. Did you think it would be a different story at a stadium or at a hotel? I mean, I think it could still be a disaster.
It will
Anywhere
be
there's a big group of people and something happens. But sure, improvements could be made.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, but
do we even, like when we have sporting events, we usually have like ambulances on standby, or when there are like concerts and stuff, there are ambulances on standby. Do we have that?
A mass scale, a big giant event?
What do we have?
Catastrophe. But let's pray to God that never happens.
Yeah, that's
but they're bigger. That's a big issue. But they're structural issues. They're fundamental flaws that need to be addressed. And perhaps this is what this is trying to do. The JCMP is involved in some other things, right? Getting the groups and the themes and all that stuff. But just the real management of the parade and throughout the year, again, as we said, perhaps it needs to be another group. Perhaps. Getting your views on it. What do you think? 323-6232. 325-4316, 325-4259, toll free 242-300-572. All right, let's take another call. Good morning, caller, you're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight. How you doing?
Doing well.
Good morning, guest. Dwight, the only thing keeping this country together is Junkanoo. Not the church, not the lying politicians and civil servants who destroying us being the people. PLP and everything. Why the government leave us alone, man? You know how much money you have in the item, how much money I spend in Junkanoo? You have any idea how much time I spend in there?
But are you making money from Junkanoo?
No, see, Dwight, it wasn't about making the money. My job was
But you could, though. Let's see, maybe that's what it is. You could make money from your passion.
Dwight, I used to make money, Dwight, okay? I'd make drums. I was well wasted in Junkanoo. But see, the greed of these politicians, why don't they go try to fix the country? Every time I listen to the news, the world saying our judiciary is corrupt, our police corrupt, our defense, but let's fix these things. What is fooling with us for? We need them. Give us some more money, please, with the beer savers. Give us some more money. People like me who spend all my life and teaching this money. Give me a piece of land. Leave us alone. I can't hurt, Dwight, man. I got to go, man.
Okay. All right. We'll see. We've just got to find out some more about exactly how this is going to work. What will be the separation? Maybe they won't interfere in the day-to-day operations of the groups and the individual Junkanoos, but just overall for greater awareness, greater participation, maybe.
I don't know. If it's like to promote Junkanoo as not festival is the wrong word, but if it is to monetize it more throughout the year in terms of having tourists experience it, not just the big parades on December or in January, but if through the year it is like, okay, how do we now make more income from this to benefit the country, as long as it benefits the country? Let's see it. If that's the core point of it. If it's like, okay, we can definitely make money. So in that respect, I guess, but in some other respects, I don't really get it. Like, I don't. Do we need a whole other set of people on salary to?
Well, I don't know if that's what it would be. We don't know that. Not sure. But I think people will say there was something lacking with the Boxing Day and New Year's parades. There was something off. Maybe it's the Valley drama. Maybe it's repetitive wins for the Saxons. I don't know. Maybe, again, the giant gaps. We know that we have a problem with that.
That for sure is a problem.
Lots of things could be at play here. And
so why can't the current body fix it?
I'm sure that's what some people are asking.
I want to know, like, why can't they fix this problem? Why can't you fix the issues?
This texture says here, I'm not sure what this is about. This is about Junkanoo? This person says, while I don't think the JCNP should have all that power, the government can't seem to solve its own affairs before trying to solve another. Did we pass the Freedom of Information fully enacted, you're asking? Yet, was this on the government's agenda? So they claim. They say it was in the blueprint. And I could see this bill trying to tax everyone who picks up a goatskin drum or cowbell. Just watch. Why would that be? More than it is now? There's some other things in the statement. I need to get a hand on the bill to see exactly what it's saying. It's not the statements on their Facebook page, but not the bill. So he's highlighting some of the great things. This is Minister Boleg. The great things that have happened for Junkanoo over the past few years, saying that in December 2023, the Bahamas celebrated a major milestone when Junkanoo was inscribed on UNESCO's list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity, an honor shared by only 3 Caribbean nations. It recognizes opens the door to increase global exposure, cultural diplomacy, and potential funding from international partners. Among recent cultural achievements was an historic donation by the Embassy of the Bahamas to the Kingdom of Belgium, which presented a Junkanoo costume to the iconic Mackinac Peace Museum. I hope I got that right. The costume was placed on the famous statue viewed by over 30,000 people daily, offering global visibility to Bahamian creativity and craftsmanship. Okay, that's pretty cool. Boleg said, quote, "These are the kinds of opportunities we want to multiply. By organizing and elevating Junkanoo, we position the Bahamas to better share our culture with the world and invite them to experience it right here at home. We welcome constructive input from all stakeholders and urge everyone to join us in shaping the future of our national festival. We will consult, we will listen, and we will work together. But we will also lead because the stakes are too high to allow fragmentation or stagnation to define the future of Junkanoo." Okay. Some interesting language. Let's get your reaction. Caller, good morning. What say you?
Good morning, Dwight, and good morning, the Crescent.
Morning.
Hi, good morning.
And the wider Bahamian public. Listen, the whole idea of government getting involved in Junkanoo will come to make good sense because.
But did you hear that just now? You didn't hear that just now, that what they said they did with Belgium and how that's in a museum that gets 30,000 visitors daily and people get to see it? It'll be hard for a single Junkanoo group to do something like that, but the government of the Bahamas can do things like that. Isn't that a good thing?
No, I don't see that, Dwight. Listen, the Junkanoo committee and the Junkanooers themselves, they can come, yes, they would need some government assistance, but the way the government intends to go about this now, it will make it another government entity, so to speak. So they will determine what will happen, when it will happen, and who the persons that will be directly involved. So for that reason alone, I don't want the government to get involved. If it was something where was going to be an independent body, I say independent in the true sense of the word, that is totally divorced from the government, where the government just provide them with the funding to make it happen, sure. Other than that, it's going to be, trust me, Dwight, it'll be a total failure. You will wonder, well, why did we allow this to happen? They have disputes now in Junkanoo. The first caller made an analogy that I totally agree with. We vote against gambling, now we have gambling. So nothing the government say is what they will actually do. So the reality is, because the mistrust and of our government, you can't allow not just this government, no government to get involved with Junkanoo to that extent. Yes, you can do if it's going to be done. You set up an independent body that, along with the Junkanoo JCN, that can come together and create an action that could continue to flourish and to be more profitable to the country and the Junkanooers themselves, then I can see that. But to have government say this is a part of their plan, that's nonsense. Total nonsense.
Oh boy.
And this is totally political now. Or it become a part of your plan. You never said this during your campaign. You never mentioned that in one way during your campaign. Now all of a sudden, less than a year from an election, you're talking about is a part of the blueprint for change. Please give me a break, eh? We have far more intelligent people out here, but Dwight, we're not going to allow it to happen. And I'm not a drunkenneur myself, but I want to see the culture remain stable and without all this quarrel. We have enough quarrel right now with just one group. We don't need the government to get involved and create another bureaucracy. We don't need that. Please.
Okay. All right. Thanks a lot. Wow. Tough talk there. Okay, so you were asking about this earlier, so we had Bill, lots of questions with this. So you're talking about money, right? How paying people. So it says it should be paid from the funds of the board to the chairman and other members of the board, such remuneration, if any, whether by way of honorarium, salary, or fees, and such allowances, if any, as the minister may determine. The board may, upon written request of a member, grant a leave of absence for periods. Okay, no one cares. Yeah, interesting. Still be a little bit of money there. Yeah. Let's take one more call before we go to the break. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Morning, cousin Dwight.
Hi. Good morning.
To your co-host.
Good morning.
You know, I always call and say the thing about Bahamians is we don't try. We get emotional. We do things or we say things from an emotional standpoint. We don't get the facts. We don't get the facts. Let me tell you something. All of this, government stayed out of Junkanoo for the most part of 21 years. The most part. The grouping that is running for I closer to Junkanoo than most of them, especially the last caller. I actually participate in Junkanoo. The government stayed out of that for the most part. However, you know how some Bahamians go when they give them a fur coat, they think they own the place. And that is the problem with the JCNP. The present chairman of the JCNP has gone rogue to the point where he makes up rules, he does things himself, he undercuts.
But in any event, this is not going to disband the JCNP. This will not affect them.
I agree.
Right. Mm-hmm.
They would just be assigned a different management, a different role in terms of when a fella can get on Bay Street when his group is supposed to be closed down 2 months, and another group is supposed to take over for the smooth management of the parade. But he on Bay Street issuing
you don't have to get it personal now. But, you know, you all deal with that, right? Don't you all have elections and decide who gets to be the chair and stuff?
The man rigged the thing.
So now you're making some serious claims. I got to stop you there. Oh, boy. See, this is exactly why the government says it needs to get it. This is why they think they do. Anyway, boy. This is Morning Blood. We'll be back after the news.
At Cleveland Clinic, care is everything. So when your primary purpose is to care for the world, you'd start with your community until you're accessible anywhere. You make complexities your specialties and put compassion before anything else, all to redefine what's possible. For everyone, everywhere. For every care in the world. Cleveland Clinic.
As a healthcare professional, you dedicate your life to caring for others. But even with the best care, legal challenges can arise. Protect your practice and your peace of mind with medical malpractice insurance from Star General. At Star General, we've partnered with Lloyd's of London to bring you comprehensive insurance designed specifically for those consulting or practicing privately. Visit our website today so you can focus on what you do best, caring for your patients, while we take care of the rest. Star General, insurance made simple.
Maybe it's time to explore your options. There's no harm in reviewing your mortgage arrangement and considering a better deal. CIBC Caribbean can help you narrow your search and decide. Switch your mortgage to CIBC Caribbean and enjoy a special interest rate and help towards your switching cost. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/inspired home for more information. Conditions apply.
Nassau, it's that time again! The Ministry of Tourism, Investment and Aviation presents Bahamas Gourmet Summer 2025. And it all goes down Friday, July 25th on Bay Street. All roads lead downtown Nassau. Friday, July 25th, 12 noon to midnight. Big Fanchon, Shine 242, KB, all backed by the Rhythm Band. Also a Chippy Gourmet Rush Out. Friday, July 25th on Bay Street.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM.
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strano, Duquesa Dean. Coming up in a bit, we're going to be talking with Dairy Queen, DQ, about their Miracle Treat Day in just a couple of days. And later, it's our Month Development Center. But we continue with the discussion about the National Junk Canoe Authority, the bill establishing that, and getting your reaction to it. All right, so there's some interesting little tidbits in here. All right. So listen to this. So the authority, again, we're going to do a whole show where we go deep into this, but just picking out some things. So did I lose it? The authority, with the approval of the minister and the Minister of Finance, may establish wholly owned subsidiary companies to carry out any one of the or more of its functions under the Act. And both the authority and the wholly owned subsidiary companies may acquire equity or interest in other companies and undertakings engaged in activities related to junk canoe. What does that mean?
I don't know.
What does that mean? The authority has the power to do all such acts as are necessary or incidental to the proper discharge of its functions under this Act, or may appear to it to be requisite, advantageous, or convenient for in connection with the execution of its functions, and may carry on any activities in that behalf, either alone or in association with any other person.
Right.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So it says that it may try to control access by the public to national junk canoe parades, including the movement of pedestrian or vehicular traffic, and to regulate, as the authority considers necessary, in the public interest and for the safe presentation and management of national junk canoe parades, the passage of any person or type of class of vehicular traffic. The board, in consultation with the director, may appoint a local junk canoe committee for any family island district or districts, and the board may delegate in writing to any such committee the power and authority to carry out on its behalf within such district as the board may determine. Local Junkanoo committees shall be financed from funds of and be accountable to the authority and shall carry out the functions assigned to them by the board and implement the policies of the authority. Local Junkanoo committees, okay. Each local Junkanoo committee shall be fully responsible for the performance of the functions assigned to them and shall have exclusive control within the district or districts under their authority to work with associations and organizations seeking to enhance Junkanoo in their district or districts or to manufacture saleable Junkanoo products, produce advice and assistance in organizing and administering Junkanoo in the district or districts, encourage bilateral exchanges with foreign organizations or associations with the prime purpose of promoting Junkanoo, and make recommendations to the board for the enhancement of Junkanoo and Junkanoo-related activities in their district or districts. All members of a local Junkanoo committee shall be resident of the district or one of the districts for which they are appointed. The composition of a local Junkanoo committee shall be 3 members appointed by the board and 2 members elected by the local Junkanoo committee. Okay. So, I think it is interesting to see the separation between this and the, especially the JCNP.
I think there's going to be conflict. Undoubtedly.
Let's take a few more calls and a few more text messages on this. Well, again, they're open to consultation, right? So it's just a draft. It's just a draft. We'll see how it goes.
That doesn't mean, sorry, that really doesn't mean anything because even when you consult, they do what they want to do.
Sometimes. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Call us toll free, 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. This text is asking, so what's going to happen with the already established National Junkanoo Committee? Well, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Again, that's responsible for some parades, not for what happens in your Providence. But these are good questions. These are good questions.
Right.
Let's take this call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Yes, the government don't need to get their hands on that Junkanoo. Leave that as it is, whatever, if the court got anything to do with it, let them deal with that. What else this government won't mess up?
But there's no court, but okay.
Yeah.
But I hear you. You don't think they should be involved.
I think if the, hello?
Yeah, we're listening.
I think if the government gets in it, I think they can make it right. Leave it as it is. Don't mess up Junkanoo.
Okay. All right. Well, they're saying that it can be improved, that there can be a whole lot more done, that there are more opportunities to for exposure, and again, more than just, especially in New Providence, 2 parades at the end of the year.
Well, I mean, that's true. There is a lot more that can be done, so let's hear what these callers have to say about it.
We got a special pattern emerging already for most of the people. But caller would say you. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Strachan, and good morning to the guest. I hope you're doing well this morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, Mr. Strachan, I call us comment quickly on something I heard in the news just now in the 8 o'clock news report about talking about those new cards, those new biometric cards.
Uh-huh.
And I was thinking to myself, I mean, do you think our politicians really sat down and said to themselves that that's what we really need? You know what I mean? Of all the things that's going on right now, do you think that is an initiative that the individuals who we elect came up with? Or do you think that is something being pushed or, you know what I mean, being incentivized to them from outside? Because what in the world...
Your issue with it is what? The biometric part of it or the fact that we don't want cardboard, or is it? It's not even cardboard. The paper voter's card anymore. What's your issue?
Yeah, well, the whole biometrics thing. You know what I mean? Because everything that you see, Mr. Strachan, is not happening by chance. Everything that you see is pieces of a puzzle being put together for an end game. You know what I mean? We in the end game. You know what I mean? This is going to work out for a plan. Everything you see going on is a plan.
Yeah. What is the plan?
I didn't hear you.
What is the plan?
one world government, Mr. Strong. I mean, weren't you taught that to religious knowledge and different things growing up, Mr. Strong?
No.
You don't remember hearing about one world government, new world order. You remember hearing about things like that?
On sci-fi movies.
Oh, come on now, Mr. Strong. That's being disingenuous now, Mr. Strong, because we used to talk about that. People, I mean, as you know what I mean, young, you know what I mean? Come on now, Mr. Strong. I know you're Mark of the Beast, One World Order. These are things, not sci-fi movies, Mr. Strong. These are things that we have talked about right here in the Bahamas.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I mean, the thing about it though is that if we talk about certain things and then we are blind to the strategies and the steps that are being taken to lead us into this thing, when we reach there, then I mean, well, don't be too surprised. But you understand, I'm from Strong, because we have spoken about these things and the inexplicable actions of our politicians that leave us baffled. You know what I mean? As to why in the world would they can lawyers and doctors and the most intelligent individuals of us go in there from administration to administration, from government to government, from party to party, but yet still they're making these decisions that are inexplicably, you understand? So why is it? Because they're doing things.
So listen,
that are
your
not in
view
our best
is
interest.
not a universal view. Plenty of people are going to be very happy about this. If they could not have to walk around with 5 different types of forms of identification, plenty of people are going to be quite all right with this.
But Mr. Strong, they always try to. They always try to. When they bring things in, Mr. Strong, sometimes that would be to your detriment in the end, right? They always introduce it as something that would make your life easier.
Mm-hmm. So what would you recommend they do instead?
I didn't even.
What would you recommend they do instead?
You mean to get rid of the cardboard card?
Mm-hmm.
To be honest with you, they could laminate them, Mr. Strong, or they could produce voters' card that look like the national insurance card, Mr. Strong. I'm only saying, you know what I mean? But it doesn't have to have certain biometrics and all of these things that makes it look like, you know what I mean, this is all a part of a plan, whereas it's a centralized all knowledge.
Well, they're trying to prevent voters fraud. There are lots of accusations that some people who aren't supposed to be voting are voting, right? So all of this there are benefits to it.
Yes, but suppose, Mr. Strong, like they had like something like a national insurance card for voters' card. You know the thing will look almost like a credit, almost like a debit card.
That's what this is going to be, apparently.
Card, right?
That's what this is going to be, they say. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but okay. Now suppose we have one of them. It doesn't have to be too complicated and too sophisticated in style or whatever, right? But it can be made just for the purpose of a voting thing, right? And it can have something on it, right? That when you go to vote, you swipe it through your machine, right? And the machine registers that this card no voters for it because you know what I mean. But if you understand, what I'm trying to say to you.
So I think that's exactly what they're going to do. I got to let you go because we got some other calls coming. But that is exactly what do you think? It's going to have like a drop of your blood in it or something? No, that's exactly what they're trying to do. Exactly what you said. So we don't have to freak out before they implement the things. You know where we are. It's not going to be too sophisticated, but it's going to be better than what we have right now.
It needs to be better than
it has to be. It has to be. Let's take this call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning, Dwight.
Hi.
Hello?
Hi, good morning.
And good morning, Deandra.
No, Duquesa. It's Duquesa.
Hi.
Why is call it Deandra? Anyhow, good day, Duquesa, Dean.
Hi.
The Duchess.
That's me.
Right. Yeah, well, Dwight, when it comes to the culture of the Bahamas, I don't think no government should really bother with that, right? Based on the report of what you read about the new proposal for the John Canoe, when I hear that and I read into that, right? That I read in cronyism. Let me give you an example, right? See, we didn't have history that anytime anyone in our administration in place, they don't look for the best people to do nothing. They look for the best person who supports them to do everything. And we didn't prove that ain't no benefit to this country, right? So leave the culture alone. You then ain't giving a Ministry of Culture nothing to grow the culture. So the last little inkling of culture identity we have in this country, you all leave that alone, please. We need regular people to deal with some of these regular things inside this.
Okay, his phone's doing that
right?
thing again.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
And we don't have, these governments don't have no track record of doing nothing productive in this country. So for us to be speculating and suggesting and wondering how this can turn out, look at the track record of our government. Now, they might have did something like what Dwight don't like with the left turn and all the rest, some type of things, right? But when it comes to really making transformational changes in this country, this administration has no track record. So that's all I really wanted to say, because at the end of the day, you can't expect for somebody who don't have no track record to get things done to all of a sudden interested in getting things done. You guys have
Interesting. Thanks a lot. I have no problem with the left turn on red. I have a problem with people who don't know how to use it properly.
Correct.
Right? If
Correct.
my light turns
I have a
green,
problem with that,
you
too.
don't get to go.
Correct. You
When
wait.
my light
for
just
it to-
turned
you
green.
yield. You should.
What are you doing?
Wait.
And you're coming out at 5 miles per hour.
All they do is tell the people they could turn left turn left on the red light. They ain't put no parameters in place to tell the people, because you obviously thinking that people have common
But
sense,
the people
which they
don't know
don't.
left from right, and they're turning right on red too. So it's
It's hazardous to drive on the street.
Anyway, so that person this texter heard me read that part from the draft bill, and they're like, "What? Direct traffic and people at a parade? Well, that's a JCNP job. That's a JCNP's job. You ever work anywhere where the boss gives you a title but no work, just waiting for you to quit in disgust, then express surprise to the boss that they didn't know what happened?"
I laugh it. Wow.
Oh boy. Let's take these calls very quickly. We only have a couple more minutes. Good morning. Call, you're on the air.
Yeah, good morning, Dwight.
Hi.
So,
Good morning.
yeah, I think the card was a good thing the government did. It's about time we get modernized. So I have no problem with the card.
Well, hasn't happened yet, but let's hope.
No,
Let's
I'm
hope.
saying that the concept.
Yeah,
idea.
definitely. It's overdue.
But as it relates to the jungle, we understand there's some challenges in the jungle, like everything else. You got to grow and you learn from it and you improve it. But I don't think the government need to actually take over the culture, because the culture belongs to us, and we don't need nobody dictating our culture. Let the culture come from the people themselves. Now, I think, unlike what I know to this government, it's all about revenue, money. So I have to sit and wait to see how they capitalize on this monetizing this jungle thing, because that's what I feel the concept would be. End up with based on what revenue they can get from it. So I don't see no need for it. You could strengthen it through directive, but the JCN could be controlled by an act. I mean, in terms of the body. So really they can't be controlled by an act if the government has it, but they shouldn't be in charge of it, or where they can say what they think, what three people think it should be, as relates to one individual. No, I think that's a overreach, but we're not too sure actually what how they intend to do it. So we'll just have to wait and see, but I don't think it's a good idea.
Yeah, okay. All right. Hope you share your views during this consultation period. This texter says, though, the gaming bill was also out for consultation.
Consultation means nothing.
Oh. One final call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight.
Hi.
Man, these callers, who they think running in these government or working in these government agencies? Them people with Junkanoo and then the head of these Junkanoo organizations, they work for government, do you know? They work for government. They have the government ain't foreign entities. They have. So there's no people who ain't going to Junkanoo or involved in these Junkanoo groups. These are government workers who can create these policies. Government employees, and the authority. Right? But telling the government don't get involved. The government have the right to move culture forward. be the authority on it. You know, we allow for you to lead the way for years, and we do this thing every year, and we don't make any profit off of this thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Any profit and big funding and everything is behind this downtown Nassau, bleachers and all that stuff, you know, and they can't organize themselves. The problem is they believe they own this product. You know, couple people put an authority behind it and allow for people to be put on board and work together and make this thing happen, man.
Mm. Okay.
I think the bill is needed.
I hear you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Sounded like public transportation in New Providence, right? All these different companies with the buses, and we have chaos. But if we had a transit authority,
that did something.
Can you imagine
though,
what that could be like?
If they do what they're supposed to do. Do you remember?
Streamline it, get everybody under
but
one
you have to do
umbrella.
The work.
And
you have to literally don't just get appointed to a position to get a paycheck and do nothing. That doesn't make sense.
You mean if they have this?
Right. So it has to be a functional body.
Well, you would see if there was no work being done.
Right.
You would see.
And in that, as public as
sure,
that is, right?
Mm-hmm.
But don't you remember when there was this all this hullabaloo about putting the yellow lines across the traffic lights, and you can't be caught in that part when it red or whatever. Yeah. So somebody won to put all the lines down, got paid or whatever. And who enforcing anything? People blowing through them all the time.
Plus, with one good rain and they were all gone.
I mean, like, seriously. So it have to make sense. It have to make sense.
And I think they did pass a law too, and that would be a thing.
Right. And it's not a thing.
And nobody cares.
So if you do it, it has to work.
Yeah.
If you do, I am all for Junkanoo having more publicity, having more parades, having more whatever. But at the end of the day, it still have to make sense.
Yeah. So as we go to the break, this person says here, I was employed at an institution where the signing in machine required biometrics. We had multiple union issues, and as a result, the institution made biometrics an option only. Often our systems fail because we ignore the views of the people whom we expect to comply. Many groups of people will have an issue with the use of their biometrics. But great show. Okay. Well, sure. And this final one, I want to publicly plead to the COI to help their guy who calls the show every morning. He needs a new phone. He does a good job articulating his position. So, Mr. Lincoln Bain and COI members, please put some funds together and get your good member a new phone. His conversation cuts in and out every single time. Just thought I would rest that there. That's a text, but I endorse the text.
Yeah.
He deserves
a better
something
phone.
better.
Yeah.
Okay, we got to go to a break. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us.
Here's the Sure-winning art store moment from Shelley and Dee Dee.
We're the only full art store in the Bahamas. If we don't have it, we make a list, and trust me, our boss can get that. If you need that, he can get that. You can find sketchbooks, acrylics, the canvases in all sizes, stencils. We have the Angelus that they use on shoes and letters. We're the only persons in Nasty and Tanner spray. We have the Krylon sprays, watercolor and paints, the oil, chalk paints, the alcohol paint, metallic paints, the little Floetrol, and we have cleaning products for the artists, thinning products for the artists, and Crayola colors, and glitters, pencils, the Posca markers, and pastels, oil, and the acrylic pastels, dyes. Oh yeah. We also have airbrush paint. I didn't forget that part of the movie. Gift sets, hobby craft,
Oil shrimp,
clays.
stew shrimp, shrimp gumbo. But art supplies. We have a lot of them. Sherwin-Williams Art Store. Find colour in every day.
Pop the top with collect. Check your cap at 700. 200,000 in cash and prizes with winners on different islands. Collect. Pop the top with collect. Check your cap at 700. You could win free bears, take a sip and collect merchandise. Matter say, I pop mine at Somariga. I pop mine at Comedy Loop. When free bears are go in and just check your cap. When you go Grand Bahama. Collect. Pop the top with collect. Check your cap at 700. You could win free bears, take a sip and collect merchandise. Mother says. Drink responsibly, boy.
Shell, you home? My gas just going out. Let me that small barbecue tank you have. I tell you long time, go get a barbecue tank from Caribbean Gas. They just got a new shipment of tanks of all sizes. Now you know they always have the best prices. Call them, Caribbean Gas, 361-6007 or 552-9597. You want to use my phone? Here, call them now.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Join the celebration for sizzling summer savings as BWF celebrates its 53rd anniversary with up to 50% off Monday, July 21st through Friday, July 25th and blowout 10 sales Saturday, July 26th, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Beat the heat with amazing deals, red hot prices plus cool savings. Don't miss your chance to save big this summer with BWF up to 50% off 53rd anniversary sale Monday, July 21st through Friday, July 25th and blowout 10 sales Saturday, July 26, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Save on appliances, hand and power tools, generators, compressors and water pumps, welding supplies, automotive hardware supplies, lawn and garden supplies, kitchen and outdoor supplies, cooking supplies, barbecue grills, household supplies, bedding and bath supplies, junk canoe and craft supplies, floral decor, and so much more. BWF, we are more than just our name. Number 13 Wilton Street, telephone 394-0004 or 6. Check us out on Facebook. We ship to the Family Islands.
In the world of business, technology is not a choice, it's a necessity. And for businesses that demand excellence, there's only one choice for unparalleled support and cutting-edge technology. Custom Computers. You have challenges and we have solutions. Computing, networking, storage, and printing for enterprises large and small, aligned with premium brands like HP, Microsoft, Konica Minolta, and more. Get tech done the right way with Custom Computers. Call the Know-How team at 396-1101.
Can you see me? I might be bruised, frequently absent, depressed, and even distracted. Can you see me? I might be branded with tattoos, over-sexualized, and controlled by a person that is older than me. Can you see me? I might always have a bodyguard, fearful, and never have access to my identification card. See? I might always sound scripted or rehearsed, and I wrote this verse so that you would be able to see me. If you think someone is a victim of trafficking in persons, call police emergency contact at 919 or Crime Stoppers at 328-8477. This message is being brought to you by the Ministry of National Security.
Wendy's and Coca-Cola is giving away up to $25,000 of hot cash this summer. To enter, upgrade any premium combo from 1 through 12 to a medium or a large for your chance to win the grand prize of $10,000. Don't miss your chance to win big this summer. Visit your neighborhood Wendy's, upgrade your favorite lunch combo, and win hot cash. Rules and restrictions apply.
As a local Bahamian bank, we believe that Bahamian businesses are the backbone of our society. At Fidelity, we proudly fuel the dreams of our local entrepreneurs looking to expand. Ready to grow your business? Apply for a Fidelity commercial loan today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
We've got your final look at weather for today, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams Paints. We've got a mid to upper level low turning just east of the Bahamas. That's going to be responsible for widespread cloudiness across the area, along with bouts of showers and thunderstorms through to continues to support gentle to moderate breezes. across the northern and central Bahamas with moderate to fresh breezes for the central islands. So conditions will remain rather gloomy and unsettled through Wednesday for much of the country as the mid to upper level low will gradually shift westwards across the area and continue westwards into the Florida Straits. But drier and more stable conditions will emerge over the southeast Bahamas as a plume of Saharan dust is going to move through, and gradual clearing should spread across the country Thursday heading into the weekend. So today, though, there is a marginal risk of flash flooding in flood-prone and low-lying areas during heavy or prolonged rainfall events, and the rip current risk remains moderate to high for eastern and Atlantic beaches in the southeast Bahamas. And for those with respiratory issues, keep that in mind as the Saharan dust plume moves in beginning tomorrow into the Thursday until the end of the week. For today, for most areas, partly to mostly cloudy, becoming partly cloudy to cloudy tonight. A 30 to 50% chance of isolated showers and thunderstorms for the northern and northwest Bahamas. 30 to 40% chance for isolated showers and thunderstorms for the central islands, but only a 20% chance for the southeast Bahamas. For the northern and northwest Bahamas, some thunderstorms may be strong to severe at times today. We're looking at high temperatures around 92 Fahrenheit, 33 Celsius, but the heat index will make you feel like it's 103 Fahrenheit, 40 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 79 Fahrenheit, 26 Celsius. In your extended outlook for tomorrow, Wednesday, mostly cloudy across the northern and northwestern islands, variably cloudy for the central islands, a mix of sun and clouds for the southeast Bahamas, and still relatively high rain chances for the northern and northwest Bahamas, 30 to 50% chance. But things change on Thursday, as we said, as it gets with gradual clearing throughout the day. And by Friday, partly mostly sunny and a bit hazy with that Saharan dust turning fair at night. That's going to hold for Saturday. In the tropics, that area of shower and thunderstorm activity remains disorganized with a tropical wave several hundred miles east-southeast of the Lesser Antilles. Environmental conditions are becoming increasingly unfavorable as this wave moves west-northwest at around 15 miles per hour. And a further development is no longer anticipated, so that's good news. Elsewhere, the tropics remain quiet. That's your Morning Blend weather check brought to you by Sherwin-Williams. Walls looking a little owl will swing by Sherwin-Williams Paint for a fresh coat of wow. Best customer service, bold colors, and bargain prices. They've got it all. Sherwin-Williams, let's roll. And your final look at traffic brought to you by RBC. With RBC, reaching your goals happens here. We've got a few areas of slow-moving traffic to tell you about. We've got Milo Butler Highway still seeing some slow-moving northbound traffic north of the Fire Trail roundabout, straight up to Tawny Grooms Darling Highway at this hour. And along Blue Hill Road, as you get closer to Soldier Road, northbound, you'll see that on the way to Independence Drive. Eastbound on Carmichael looking busy for you as well as you approach Blue Hill Road. And north and south of the intersection with Soldier Road on East Street, you'll see some slow-moving northbound traffic. Prince Charles Drive, the major intersection, is going to be issues for you. And northbound on Soldier Road, north of the Prince Charles Robinson Road intersection, some slow-moving traffic. Marathon Road also seeing that at this hour. That's your real-time traffic and your Morning Blend traffic alert brought to you by RBC. Your goals happen here.
Now he's thinking about me every night. Oh, isn't that sweet? I guess so. So you can't sleep, baby, I know. That's that me espresso. Move it up, down, left, right, oh. Switch it up like Nintendo. So you can't sleep, baby, I know. That's that me espresso. I can't relate.
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Duquesa Dean. And it's that time of year again, a Miracle Treat Day. We're very pleased to welcome back from DQ Bahamas, Crystal Campbell, and from the Sir Victor Sassoon Bahamas Heart Foundation, Yolanda Fernander. Good morning. Great to have you with us.
Good morning, everyone.
Get a little closer to those mics for us, please. There you go.
Thank you for having us.
All right. So, Crystal, good to see you again. It feels like you were just here. Is it only once a year?
Once a year.
Wow. Okay. All right. So time is flying. Remind folks who aren't familiar what Miracle Treat Day is.
Well, Miracle Treat Day is a fundraising initiative that Dairy Queen has been participating in for the last 9 years. And we seek to bring awareness to kids that are battling with various illnesses and conditions. And so every year we have this fundraising initiative where we invite persons to come into Dairy Queen on the day of Miracle Treat Day to purchase a blizzard of any size, and we make a donation to a deserving organization or foundation. And this year we're so happy to have the Sir Victor Sassoon Bahamas Heart Foundation as our recipient for Miracle Treat Day.
Wow. So tell us exactly how the donation works. And keep in mind about that.
Yeah, so we have coupons that are on sale now. So you can visit any of our 7 locations. We have 7 locations: Harbor Bay, Marathon, Southwest Plaza, Cable Beach, Sea Grapes, BCH, and our new location is Carmichael West. So we have the small Blizzard Treat coupons that are on sale for $6.85. And they can be purchased now and redeemed now as well, or after July 24th.
Okay.
Miracle Treat Day is actually July 24th. So on that day, we invite everybody. All road leads to Dairy Queen. Come in and purchase any size blizzard. And for every blizzard that we sell, $2 will go to the Sir Victor Sassoon Bahamas Heart Foundation. In the U.S., they do $1, but here in the Bahamas, we do $2.
So you said the small is $6, but people have the option of purchasing other sizes?
Other sizes.
Okay.
So the coupon that are in store are for the small sizes, which is $6.85. And then we also, on the day of, you can purchase up to a mini, which is only $5.50.
Okay.
But for everyone, $2.
But for every size, no matter the size, $2 we donate it.
Excellent. All right. So Yolanda, the Sir Victor Sassoon Bahamas Heart Foundation has been around for a while now, right?
Yes, actually, Sir Victor Sassoon started in 1961.
Wow. Okay.
When Lady Sassoon's husband had heart failure and he passed away. She wanted to, instead of people giving them flowers, she said, in lieu of flowers, send the money to the heart fund of the Bahamas or at the hospital, but there was none.
Oh, my goodness.
And so she decided to start one. And that's where it came out. She did it for her husband, and she called it the Sir Victor Sassoon Heart Foundation. And ever since, we've been raising funds. We've been contributing to the hospital, giving defibrillators to the ambulances, and now get their hearts fixed.
Nice.
We used to help adults, but now we focus mainly on children.
Any particular reason?
Because, it can get very costly, these surgeries. And although adults do need help, we felt more drawn towards helping young children who are born with heart defects and disease.
Yeah. How big a problem is that here in the Bahamas?
Well, it's a big problem because every year we could have 6 to 7 children that need to get a surgery.
Right.
And the surgeries range from $80,000 to $100,000, and that's the discounted rate.
Wow. Oh, my goodness.
Because the real cost is like up to $500,000.
Right.
Wow. The reason I'm a part of the Heart Foundation, I had a little cousin who was born with heart defect because I was in the delivery room with them. And it was so scary. He was a regular-sized baby, big and bouncy, almost 9 pounds, but he could not oxygenate his body.
Wow.
And so they call that a blue baby. He had one little bit of piece of a valve missing from his heart, and he could not live without it. So airlifting him, scrambling around, trying to figure out if you have insurance, if it would work. Wow. It was very scary. And his surgery ended up being almost $400,000.
Oh my goodness. As a baby.
That's a lot of cookouts.
Right. Yeah.
So in a situation like that, how does the foundation help?
Well, the foundation has doctors affiliated with it, the pediatric cardiologist, Dr. Lightburn, and a few others, Dr. Weish, Dr. Sands. They would assess the children, and when they assess them, then they would send them to us, and we would try and get the surgeries for them. And we partner with hospitals in the U.S., and they actually give us huge discounts. Deep discounts. DiMaggio Hospital in the U.S. We used to go to Miami Children's Hospital, but they changed their name now. They're something else. And then we also send them now to Cayman Health.
Okay.
And they give us huge discounts, and that's where you get anywhere from $80,000 to $100,000, and instead of the big $500,000 price ticket.
Wow. So how will Miracle Treat Day help you?
Oh man, any way we can get some assistance, we want to do that. I approached Donnell Osborne. She's a church member, and I told her, I see you always do the Miracle Day. Can you do that for us this year? And she was very gracious and accepted us.
Wow.
And she also expressed her situation with having a heart
Correct.
surgery, and she understood. So that was the perfect person to ask, because she was sympathetic towards our cause.
Yes.
And so we started, and so with any little bit helps.
Yeah.
Anyone out there listening who've had some help from us, we'd like you to come and give back. We wouldn't have to do half of the things that we do if everyone we've helped, which is over 4,000 persons.
Wow.
If they were to donate $100, just one person a year, not every week, every month, we would have enough money to help a lot of people every year. At least 4 to 5 patients every year.
Wow.
So
I don't want
anyone
to put them on the
listening,
spot, but that's not happening. They're not giving
Well,
back.
of course, it very rarely happens. It very rarely happens.
Yes.
Yeah.
We barely can get people to come on and talk about being helped.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
my
don't know
goodness.
if it's embarrassment or whatever, but I have
And I
had
mean,
my
it's
little...
a celebration. What's to be embarrassed
absolutely.
about? It's like a
You're
celebration.
alive.
You're alive. You got help from an organization.
And
So
give somebody else the chance,
Right.
the opportunity that was afforded to you,
Right.
to keep it going.
yeah,
It's sad, but it's true.
yeah,
And if they would just do that, it could be anonymous.
yeah.
If you know someone, like me, I'm doing this because I know someone who
Right.
did, and he didn't even have to help him to heart from it.
Right. Wow.
But just the fear that we had not knowing if we were going to be helped,
right.
that made me want to do something to help.
Yes. Yes.
And so if everybody think like that,
Yeah.
a loved one on their birthdays, on Christmas,
Yeah.
you could donate something.
Yeah.
Do you have donations to speak of now?
We get corporate donations each year. We have our major fundraiser is the ball.
Right.
And February coming is going to be our 60th annual
My
ball.
goodness. Okay.
Nice.
And so we get corporate citizens to donate. They buy ads for the booklet. They give us gifts so that we'll have great prizes for people to come out and enjoy once they pay that money. And we like to let you know that 97 cents on every dollar from those tickets that you buy, actually, so if you're paying $300, 200 and some goes to surgery.
Right.
Wonderful.
And you know that surgery is $100,000.
Right.
So your
Yeah.
$200,000, your 200 and some dollars going directly on that bill.
That's great. Yeah. So, Crystal, I hear you said that you've done this 9 years in a row. Can you give us an idea of how much funds you have donated over the years, or even if just last year to an organization?
Yeah, so to date, we have calculated about over $70,000 that we would have donated. We would have donated to cancer awareness, autism, Down syndrome, hearing impaired, diabetes. Last year was mental health awareness, and we raised over $10,000 we were able to give them. And so this year we're trying to raise $10,000 to $12,000 for the Bahamas. The Sir Victor Sassoon Bahamas Heart Foundation.
We can do better than that, though, right?
Yeah, we're going to challenge the public to do
definitely
so.
do better.
Yeah.
So we invite corporate Bahamas, purchase coupons for your staff,
Right.
incentivize them. It's only $6.85 per employee,
Right.
and they get to treat themselves at the same time. And so same thing as regular customers, patrons come in, treat yourself to a worthy cause. You're helping a worthy cause.
Yeah.
The cost of these surgeries and even the mental strain that it puts on families as well too. So definitely to know they have some place to go, and so we are appreciated to be a part of that and supporting that.
So if you're breaking a $10 bill, buying your $6.85 coupon or small blizzard, you can also consider giving the change to the Bahamas
Correct.
Heart. So you're going to have a container that people can
so
put
we
change
do.
in.
Yeah, so we have a container there at our front counter, and so we say thank you to those who've already purchased coupons and who've also been making donations as well. So persons come in, if they can't, choose not to purchase a coupon, they would leave their change. So we appreciate that. So we thanks. Thanks for that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And Yolanda, how can we find out more information about the Sir Victor Sassoon Heart Foundation? What should they be doing outside of the Miracle Treat Day?
Yes, you can call the Heart Foundation. We'll have that number for you in a few minutes because I never remember it out of my head. I always have to look in my phone. But the Heart Foundation is the office located opposite the Swiss Bakery Shop on West Bay Street. People go there to buy their tickets for the ball all the time, so most people know where it is. And also you can go on our Facebook page. We have Instagram, and you could look up the Sir Victor Sassoon Heart page, and you'll be able to see all about us. You see pictures of the ball and our activities that we are involved with. And so you'll get as much information as you could from our sites.
Yeah.
And the office number is 327-0806.
Okay,
That's 327-0806.
Thank you so much.
And you can reach them by email at sassoonheart@gmail.com.
Yes, thank you so much.
And Crystal, you don't have to sell blizzards at this time of year. It's really hot, and a blizzard would really solve a lot of problems, right?
I mean, it's really, really hot.
Yeah.
So please come into Dairy Queen. We have 7 locations for your convenience. North, East, West. There's a Dairy Queen at the Harbor Bay Plaza, just repeating, Mall at Marathon, Southwest Plaza, Cable Beach and the Huffer Plaza, Seagrapes and Seagrape Shopping Plaza, downtown opposite the U.S. Embassy, and also on the location of Carmichael Road West. So come in and support Miracle Treat Day. It's only $6.85 for a coupon.
How long are the coupons valid for?
And they are valid until the end of the year. The only day you can't use them on is the actual day of Miracle Treat Day, because then it kind of doubles up.
Okay.
So to avoid any confusion, we just ask that on the day of, but you can use it before and up until and to you still have a coupon. We still honor it and we still accept it.
Excellent.
Okay. Yes.
What's the blizzard of the month?
And the blizzard of the month is mango cheesecake.
That sounds pretty good.
Yes.
All right. Crystal Campbell, thank you so much. I feel like you've been here for most of the 9 years you've been promoting, right?
Here, so we just invite everybody to also visit our social media pages. If you can't purchase a coupon, just simply share the page, share the information with a friend, a family member.
Yeah.
So we have Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
Always a great cause. Always learn a lot when you bring these wonderful people on. And thank you, Dairy Queen Bahamas, what you're doing. Thank you very much. And Yolanda Fernander tonight. So good meeting you, and keep up the great work you do with the Sir Victor Sassoon Bahamas Heart Foundation.
Thank you so much. And before I leave, I want those people listening to me to remember the birthdays and the special occasions and donate to the Heart Foundation.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Wow, Crystal, this is unbelievable. As we go to, someone's asking, what is a blizzard? What?
No, don't.
You don't know. You've been missing out in life, whoever you are, texter.
I know, right? But the other day I met a young lady that didn't even have Dairy Queen before ever in her life. Wow. And she sadly did pass away, but I was happy to afford her Dairy Queen ice cream cake before that transpired.
Those are pretty good
but
as well.
But a blizzard treat is a soft serve. We don't sell ice cream, unfortunately. It's a soft serve that has candies, fruit, whatever you're choosing. It can be an Oreo, it can be strawberry with cheesecake. It can
That's
be
one of the best ones.
Yeah, strawberry
And the
cheesecake.
guava
And I was just going to say the local favorite is
them all.
guava cheesecake that you can't get anywhere else in the world
amazing.
but Dairy Queen Bahamas.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't know what you've been missing. Thursday be a
Check it out.
To Dairy Queen, yes.
All right, Crystal Campbell and Yolanda Fernander, thank you so much.
Thank you for having
The
us.
great work
Best
all
of
of you are
luck.
doing.
Thank you.
And happy Miracle Treat Day to everybody. We're going to break for news and be back with business. We're talking with SBDC. You don't want to miss it. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Think about me every night, oh, isn't that sweet? I guess so. Say you can't sleep, baby, I know. That's that me, espresso. Move it up, down, left, right, oh. Switch it up like Nintendo. Say you can't sleep, baby, I know. That's that me, espresso. I can't relate.
DQ Bahamas invites you to make a difference this Miracle Treat Day 2025. Help children in the Bahamas battling heart conditions by simply enjoying a sweet treat. Here's how. Purchase a Blizzard coupon before July 24th or buy a Blizzard on Miracle Treat Day, and $2 from every sale goes directly to the Sir Victor Sassoon Bahamas Heart Foundation. Your support helps fund life-saving heart surgeries and heart health education. Let's bring healing and hope one blizzard at a time. Visit your nearest DQ Bahamas today.
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance, visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us because we've got you covered.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Tuesday, July 22nd, 2025. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan along with Duquesa Dean, and this morning is time with Small Business Development Center, SBDC, and today we are talking about funding and some of their programs and initiatives. We're very pleased to welcome Funding Manager Shanley Storr and Project Analyst Ariel Pinder. Good morning. Great to have you with us.
Good morning.
All right. So let's talk about this funding. This is a big aspect of what you do and your flagship program. Remind folks about that and how it works exactly.
So our flagship program is called the Guaranteed Loan Program. Essentially, we try to give access to funding to our entrepreneurs that may not be able to otherwise obtain that access. And so we offer a number of services under that umbrella, inclusive of advisory services, training. We hold entrepreneurs' hand throughout the entire process. Mm-hmm. So from beginning to end, from the idea, you want to reach out to us and let us know, hey, guess what? I'm interested in getting some funding, and this is where I'm at in the process. What comes under that particular umbrella is you have access to 75% guaranteed basically backing by us, and then we kind of stand in the gap as a partner as we present you to your to our funding partners. So in order for us to do that, we need to ensure that you are vetted properly, that you meet the KYC standards, you provide your documentation. It has to be that your business is 51% Bahamian owned, under $5 million, and under 50 persons employed. Mm-hmm. So those are just some specifics.
Yeah. So are there types of businesses that are more likely to get funding, types of industries, others that you are less likely to want to fund?
So there are some don't fund alcoholic businesses. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the things. So we try to give a balanced opportunity to everyone. It's a number of variables there, right? Because you want to look at the economics of it. Is it a business that's in demand? Is it a target market which people are professing is there? Can that be quantified? What is the likelihood of this business being successful? Mm-hmm. So this is where the mentorship, the advisory services, because you can't have an idea, you might not have quantified it yet, but we help you to get there.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So this is not a grant we want to make.
So the guaranteed loan program can have an accommodating grant component to it.
Okay.
So the loan aspect of it goes up to $500,000 for most of the industry, 75% guaranteed. Once you go to our investment committee and they vote that we want to extend the guarantee to you. That can also come along with up to $20,000 in matching grant, okay, which allows you to deal with some of your soft costs overall. You know, you may want to do some accounting, have an accountant on staff for a short period of time, those sorts of things.
Okay.
So that is a component, a possible component.
Okay.
It's not automatic.
Okay.
So what does the application process look like? Well, what do we've heard people say it's rigorous, that there's a lot involved, but what exactly does it look like?
So essentially, persons can check out our website, and we have a service request form where you get a chance to explore your idea. We ask you a few questions, you fill that out, and then we'll reach out to you to conduct. So we have advisors across the country, and they'll reach out based on where your business is going to be set up. And once they have that conversation with you, they get you thinking about, again, your target market, your collateral, what do you have invested in this business, what's your time horizon for actually opening this business, what's your expectation post-funding, right? Because we don't just fund and leave, right? We hold your hand for about 3 years, okay, post-funding. So once that's done, then we basically walk you through the entire process. Some persons might have a business plan. They may need a business plan developed. So we kind of have those relationships with writers and accountants that offer that combination of services.
And there's no charge for that as long as you're doing the application.
So we offer no. When it comes to the accounting and the writers, yes.
Okay.
We offer some funds towards up to $500 per accountant or writer once you're qualified to go into that particular program or have those services, and the additional would be incurred by the client. So again, this is an investment in your future, right? And you're going to have to pay for those services regardless. But we try to kind of mitigate some of that expense.
Yeah. So Ariel Pinder, as project analyst, what's your role in this? Do you go through with a red marker and say, no, this is a terrible idea, or this is exactly what's needed? Tell us about what you do with this.
No. So our main role is to, assist Shanley's team with the guaranteed loan program. So I mainly work with grants, but what we try to do is we try to funnel all of our grant recipients into the GLP program, right? So we've kind of given you that head start already with the grant. Now it's time for you to get that additional funding that you may need to expand and grow your business. So that's our main priority, right? You get the mentorship, you get the training, you get the networking through the grant program, and then now you can elevate to the next level through our flagship program. That's the GLP program, and you can get as low as $60,000. Right, so between $60,000 to $500,000 through our GLP program. Not just, if you need a lot, but we make sure that we can accommodate and facilitate the needs of all entrepreneurs.
So how critical do you get? If somebody has a great idea, but this is going to be a terrible location, can you say, hey, this into what you're doing?
So we try to be the interviewers before they get to the financial institution, right? So we try to expose them to as much of what are the possibilities, evaluate that location, right? We can't dictate to them where they're gonna sign a lease. We try to give them that because it's your business, right? But at the end of the day, if you can quantify it, if it can make sense on paper, then it should make sense to the financial institutions. So we try to give them that kind of guidance.
Yeah. I'm just curious, do any of them do surveys? Do you know if they come to you and say, we've checked out this area and we think, is that required, or what can you tell us in that regard?
Yeah, it's not a requirement, but it does bolster the application to know that you've done that degree of research. You've invested that kind of time and effort into seeing what is. When it comes to comparing our economy to international economies, it's just not a one-to-one match. And so you can't necessarily take those numbers and then just stuff it into your business plan. So some persons may have started off small. It's a side hustle. They can say, well, in a month's time, time 10 of their family members came and purchased services from them or products from them, and then they can extrapolate from that what the demand may possibly be. Some people say they sit down in the car and they count persons in areas, things like that. So it's a variety of things that happen.
Yeah. All right. So you mentioned lots of different types of money, 500,000, 60,000. Who determines what it is that you're going to get? Is it, if I show you the need, am I guaranteed to get that, or how does that work?
Now, nothing is a guarantee, but, the stronger case you build, the better for the application, right? So if you come to us and you say, okay, I need, $300,000 to do, to purchase inventory, but you can't support that with invoices. You can't support that with invoices, that just doesn't bolster well. So you just need to have a solid package that supports the request.
Right. Do your research, put the information together, and then present it.
And landed costs, right? Let's think about all the other things and having contingency because you just don't know what will or could happen.
Yeah.
Right.
So generally, how long is the process? What's the shortest you've seen and the longest you've seen?
So let's say 30 days, up to about 60 to 90 days would be average, depending on, again, they're variables. If you come with a business plan already fine-tuned to our requirements, has all the details, all the meat, and you don't provide all your KYC documents, then that's a disparity there that can delay. Or you're not a person that likes to answer calls or emails and things like that. That can cause a delay in the whole application process. So, it varies.
So it's dependent on how thorough you complete the application.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So can you say how many have gone through the program so far and how much money you have helped to finance? How much you've helped to finance over these years?
Overall, we have funded about 2,400 and so persons. As of June, it would have been 93 million plus that it's been put out into the economy.
Okay.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah. So I heard you say earlier that it's not just for Nassau. So can you talk a little bit more about?
It's about 16 islands that we offer services to. We have advisors that deal with all of the islands, and they're just a phone call away. Set up an appointment, have a conversation, let them know what you're thinking. Experts. These aren't just anybody, right? These are persons that have experience in various industries, and if they don't have the experience in that particular industry, there's someone in-house and they can be referred to.
Okay.
It's a tough question, but success rate. What is the success rate of companies that have come through? Do we have those numbers?
So we'll have to circle back to you on those numbers.
Okay. All right.
Interesting. Yeah.
All right. So that's the big one. That's your flagship program, Guaranteed Loan Program. But there are others. We know the grant programs and the other loan programs as well. We've talked about so many initiatives that are specifically targeting groups. But let's talk some more about the loan programs that you have.
All right. Well, the main one, that's our flagship, the Guaranteed Loan Program. But, we have a lot of other initiatives that can benefit entrepreneurs throughout the Bahamas. And, some persons might think, okay, well, maybe I'm not ready for a loan, but that doesn't mean that you can't engage with us, right? Because we have initiatives like our Mastery Academy. So that was something very exciting. We had the first session just Saturday gone. And that was on financial literacy, but it was kind of different, right? So for that session, we invited persons to come out. All they had to do was RSVP, and it was a 2.5-hour session with a CPA, and they brought their devices. Everybody had their laptops and their tablets out. We had the template up on the screen. We were going through the break-even analysis. We were going through the profit and loss statement, right? Like hands-on training completely for free. And that's what we plan to do throughout the rest of our Mastery Academy sessions, right? Because those are sessions that were specifically tailored. The more experienced entrepreneur, but they still need that support, right? Because Shanley would have mentioned, we're not just going to give you what you need and then leave you alone. We're going to be with you. We're going to be able to, walk with you through that process. So that's the first Mastery Academy session that was on financial literacy. We know that's a big thing in the Bahamas, right? So we're going to have more on financial literacy, but on other aspects as well, right? We're even planning on doing one about the human resource. and how you can manage the persons on your team, because that's another big thing. Because, we think about customer service, but that's the external customer service. What about how we're treating our persons in-house, right?
Boy.
So these are heavy topics that we're hitting through Mastery Academy. What else are we doing? We're doing Level Up. Oh my gosh, if you missed the last Level Up, you missed a great time. We had that in Golden Gates, and that was truly a phenomenal event. And again, that's an event where we're going into the community and we're putting boots on the ground, right? We are bringing everybody who you need to further your business, to start your business, to grow your business. We're bringing them to you, right? We're bringing NIB to you. We're bringing the Department of Inland Revenue to you. We are bringing legal aid to you, right? And you had access to those resources for free. All you had to do was show up.
Register and show up.
Just register and show up. Right? So these are just some of the initiatives that we've implemented so that we can continue to further our reach and further our assistance to entrepreneurs in the Bahamas. Something else that we're doing. E-Speak, that's Entrepreneur Speak. So that's a TED Talk style kind of session that we're implementing so that we can encourage innovation, right? So we can spark that creativity, right? So the last one that we did, we had Diasante Small. So, she has been doing some great work with Oasis. They recently moved out east, and she came to tell her story, right? And that was truly inspirational. So we have some more of those planned because we're doing that in collaboration with the University of the Bahamas, right? Because we understand that we have a lot of different groups, a lot of different demographics that we need to reach. So we've tailored all of these different initiatives, right? Completely for free. You can come. They're always in the evening. Most likely they're going to be live streamed, like on Zoom. So if you're on the Family Island, you can still tune in and get these benefits that we're offering, right? So we are just so excited. We have a lot coming up for the remainder of the year. And we're planning another Mastery Academy. We're planning another Level Up. And we're planning another e-speak. So I would say to definitely stay tuned on our social media. All of our social media, SBDC Bahamas. And follow our page.
Yes.
Once you follow our page, you'll be able to get notified whenever we have something going on, and you can be a part of that.
And you're very responsive. You did a women only, you've done quite a few women only things, and that sparked lots of controversy. And then you responded with men only, right?
Yes, we did.
So, hey.
Yes, we did.
We're listening.
You're listening. Yes, absolutely.
The last time you were here talking about the launch of Tingsy. And on the part of the how was that?
That was so okay. Listen, complete transparency. That event was so fun. Oh my gosh. So we started at 12, we ended at 5. We had some amazing vendors out there. You could have gotten your nice fresh lemonade. We had our food vendors out there. You even could have gotten a caricature, right? But then we had our Tingsy vendors out there. We had Kanai Bahamas with the custom do-rags. We had Coco Reefs Bahamas with the jewelry. We had Shanta's World Creations. We had all sorts of different vendors out there, and it was an amazing turnout.
Great.
Yeah.
We had locals and tourists come out and support. We see the tourists, walking through and seeing, okay, like, what is this? We had a hot sauce vendor with different flavors of hot sauce. Now, my tolerance is very low. But I was told that, it's so great. And even speaking to the vendors, I was walking around, just asking, like, hey, how's it going? She's like, this was so worth it. I've already made my booth fee back, and now I'm just making a profit at this point.
Excellent.
So it's like we see the impact firsthand of what Tingsy can do. And Tingsy is now live. Right? So all of these vendors, if you missed the chance to come out on that Saturday, you can access these vendors online, tingsybahamas.com. That's TINGSEA Bahamas.com. And you can go online and start shopping.
Yeah.
Right?
How has that been going so far, the online?
It's so exciting.
Yeah.
Our vendors, they're like, oh my gosh, like, they're working through the back end stuff now. Like, they're getting their analytics. They're seeing, they're uploading their inventory and doing all of that. And they're excited. Yeah. Because, this is kind of a new concept for a lot of persons, right? So they're over the moon about it. And we're excited to be walking them through that process because, of course, we're helping them with their business bank account so that they can accept those funds with credit cards and stuff like that. We're integrating all of these back-end stuff to make sure that they can access that international market. It's just so exciting.
Are lots of new people coming forward?
Yes.
Vendors who want to be a part of it?
And you know what's so amazing is that we recently closed out our Creative Entrepreneurs Program. And we have a good bit of persons. I can't remember the number off the top of my head, but we have so many persons that we're funneling in to Tingsy from that program, because I'm looking at these businesses and I'm like, custom jewelry, custom clothing, custom handbags and accessories, everything Bahamian. And it's like, these things are so creative. And it's amazing that we get to give these entrepreneurs the platform that they need so that they can have that access to that international market. They can get that extra branding assistance and that extra exposure through the SBDC and through what we're doing with Tingsy.
Yeah, well, this is the time to get it together, right? Because before you blink, it'll be Christmas. And
It's Christmas tomorrow.
Yeah, pretty much. August is next week. So
I saw this video. They were like, Mariah Carey is defrosting.
Right, she's getting ready. But I want to swing back to the loan program for just a second. Is it only open at certain parts of the year, or is it year-round? Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, it's year-round. We accept applications any day of the week,
Okay.
When I get it on Monday, we check what's happening on Saturday and Sunday, and we try to make sure that we get to the clients and as quickly as is possible to kind of ascertain whether or not this is the right program for them, because they may be ready for a grant, but they just know they want funding and they hear the flagship program and you can get funding. So we try to make sure have those conversations with them as soon as is possible so they can get their business license sorted and they can get, all their KYC documents in. They can explore that idea and get their business plan, tailored to what they want to communicate. No. Startups and existing businesses, people that want to expand, their reach overall. So the process basically is, you apply, you're vetted, you put in your full application, business plan, KYC documents, your plan is reviewed, you score 80 or more, and then it's like, okay, time to move this person before the investment committee. And so we prepare the entrepreneur. We go through pitch prep sessions with them. They have to do a presentation. And when they get to the investment committee, that is their opportunity to tell their story, right? Give some history, some background as to why you got into this business, what this means to you, what what the market looks like and why you feel like you need the funding, right? It's basically you telling your story and making the case for why we should stand in that gap, and then we should then present you to our financial partners and say, hey, we believe that this business could be successful. What's your thoughts? Can you extend the loan and or get, allow them to get access to the matching grant as well? So once they go before the investment committee, if it's approved for the guarantee, then we present them to the financial partners. And then from there, basically, we continue with that whole relationship.
So, any age restrictions or requirements?
18 plus.
18 plus.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you don't have it.
No cap. No.
Let's just leave it at, we don't restrict, but we know that there are certain restrictions when it comes to affording a loan, right? There's certain factors that are taken into consideration, right? So partnerships is also pretty good because we want people to also think about your succession plan, right? What would you see this business doing in the next 10, 15 years? Are you intending to retire in this business, or do you want to hand this over to your child? And you want to have that plan. You want to make sure that they're watching and seeing and participating along the way, so that they are in the position to be able to take over, moving, sees that kind of forward thinking. It's like, okay, guess what? They're not just in it for now. They want to see this succeed. They have skin in the game. They're invested. We should be invested too.
So once someone is successful in getting the loan, are they required to go through some of the other programs that, I know they would have to do things going up to, right, that made them be in a position to get the loan, but now you've gotten this loan. What resources keep holding their hand for like 3 months or 6 months or whatever? Like what happens? So you 3 years, or what type of support do you get so that you don't waste this money that you actually build your business?
So we have post-funding advisors. So every client is assigned a post-funding advisor.
Right.
And so that post-funding advisor checks in on a regular basis with them. There's also some reporting requirements for our surveys and our reporting as well to say, what are you doing? You know, how are you operating? How many people you have employed? Those sorts of details, because essentially we want to improve the economy, right? So we want to know that you're doing well, and if you're not doing well, we want to tap in and see how we can help you, you know, change that trajectory.
Okay. So, Shanley, you mentioned earlier about alcohol, but somebody's asking, so what if it's not a liquor store? It's maybe a curated lounge or something. Are there hard and fast rules about these things? Or if your proposal is this amazing,
but you sell liquor,
would you still be open to it, or how does it work?
The exception there would be beer and wine, but there's some specifications. So I'd say reach out to us. We can have that one-on-one conversation to see really how the business is modeled and really, you know, whether or not you meet those requirements, because we have to adhere to those rules.
Right. Did you see as being underserved that you say, you know, we see a need, or is that not in the purview of SBDC?
Yeah, so we try not to dictate, right? I mean, there's needs for various things, and to say we've done a complete survey to assess where those needs are, I don't want to say that has been done, but you can look around and from an just an economic, like people have been here from the 1980s, you can see the transition, right? Between the 1990s and the 2000s, you can see where there's certain change that's happened that warrants, okay, maybe we need to step in and do some things. Maybe we need to, you know, improve in these particular areas. So
you can see where we have far too much of something.
Right.
Far too little of something.
Exactly. So, you know, as we go along, more and more research, as we accumulate the body of knowledge, we're referencing that in order to be able to prepare better reports and be able to communicate that to our entrepreneurs.
Well, last week, Dwight had some guests on the show, and they were from an organization, like a male organization with mentorship, like they have a formal NGO or whatever. Do you offer support in those type of businesses, or does it have to be another type of license that you look to support?
Again, we assess the revenue model. How are you going to pay back this loan? What's going to generate that revenue for you? If it can be substantiated, quantified, if the demand is there, then we can have that conversation. But if it's a little it's a little.
You gotta be making money. You gotta be making money. That's the point, because you gotta pay. You gotta pay this loan back.
Yeah,
so
it can be tough.
Yeah.
All right. So, for an entrepreneur or somebody who's minded to be an entrepreneur, who's listening and they've heard about SBDC, but they haven't taken the plunge yet. What advice would you give them?
Say, take out a sheet of paper and start putting your idea on paper. Identify what product or service you have, because you have persons that come with a business license and everything, but when you ask them, what products are you actually selling? Oh, I sell everything. No, you can't sell everything, right? Because they're in that kind of mindset where I've been able to get this and get that, and people have bought this, that, and the next. So start with writing things down and making sure you have something that you can communicate clearly on, to know that you've invested something into this. This isn't just you dreamt and you wake up this morning, right, and want to start a business, because it requires a lot of fortitude, right? Things change. You might get up today and the business is successful. Will you stick it out in the future? Will you stick it out in 3 months? Will you need to pivot? Have a backup plan. So from there, once you have assessed some of those things for yourself and you're, solidified in what you think is going to make sense, then reach out to us. Have that conversation with us. And we'll take it from there.
Yeah. Ariel, I see you nodding. Yeah.
Yes, full agreement.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And so you mentioned a little bit of it as our final couple minutes here. What's next? What's the next big thing for SBDC? Tingsy is a big, it's a hard act to follow, I guess. But what else can we expect that you can tell us about?
A lot coming up for the rest of the year. Like I said, we'll be having our Entrepreneur Speak. We'll also be having a Mastery Academy, and we will also be having a Level Up. Now, in addition to that, of course, we have our grants that are going to be launched throughout the rest of the year. So that's going to be our young entrepreneurs and our women entrepreneurs. And we also have planned our Men in Business initiative, right? So those are our grant programs, celebrate MSME month. So that's going to be in November. So we have some exciting things planned for that month. So I do encourage persons to engage with us throughout the rest of the year. And then, like Shanley would have mentioned, we have our flagship, our guaranteed loan program, and that is always open. So if you're interested, you can just reach out to us. Our phone number is 461-7232. Our website is sbdcbahamas.com, and all of our social media are SBDC Bahamas.
Yeah.
So that's how you can stay in contact with us.
There you go.
Well, thank you.
Thank you
Lots
very much.
of information. Thank you so much.
Always exciting with SBDC and Shanley's store and Ariel Pinder. Thank you for being here.
Yes, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. We enjoyed.
All right, we're going to take a break and be back with our final few minutes. Time has flown by on this Tuesday. Final few minutes of Morning Blend Business right here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us.
All right, here we go now. When I was a little boy running around the yard, I used to hear the older men talking by the bar. They talk about the things they did when they were young and strong, and how things are better now than it was before. I didn't understand what they meant back then. I'm a little older now. I think I comprehend when they say age ain't nothing but a number. You're just as old as you feel.
At CFAL, we understand that a secure future is the greatest gift you can give your employees. That's why our tailor-made group pension solutions are designed to fit the needs of both large and small companies. With CFAL, you can provide the retirement you and your employees deserve, ensuring peace of mind and finance. Join the many businesses that have already entrusted CFAL to create the right pension plan for their employees, and let us help you build a brighter future for your team. Visit us at cfal.com to get started on building wealth so you can live well. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
Get ready to catch the thrill and win with Shell. Fuel up with $20 or more and unlock your shot at unforgettable prizes.
We're talking regatta trips to Exuma and Harbor Island.
Free fuel, grocery vouchers, water park passes, and more. Just snap your receipt and WhatsApp it to us at 242-422-0271. The vibes are high, the prizes are hot, and the summer is yours to win with Shell. Only at participating Shell stations in Nassau. Now through August 22nd. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey kids, it's back. The Jeff Rogers Summer Basketball Camp, July 28th to August 8th at the Kendall Isaacs Gym. Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. for boys and girls, 5 to 18. Pair and learn from the NBA superstars past and present, including our very own Buddy Hield of the Golden State Warriors, Klay Thompson of the Dallas Mavericks, former Laker great Michael Sweet Bells Thompson, another great among the point guards back in the day, Muggsy Bogues, and many others. Application forms now at the Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists, Tonic Williams, Darling Highway. Call 341-4021 or check the website, jeffrogersbasketballcamp.com. Don't be left in the dark this hurricane season. Total Services Bahamas, your authorized distributor for Rolco, is ready to install and service a top-quality generator that will power your entire home, keep your lights on, your refrigerator cooling, and your house nice and cozy. When the lights go out, you don't have to. Total Services is here to ensure your comfort and safety this hurricane season and beyond. Complete generator solutions from installation to convenient rentals. Boulevard. Call 323-0400 or 1, or visit the website at totalservicesbahamas.com.
With RBC, your idea of loving every journey happens now. Free up cash with affordable auto financing from RBC. With competitive rates and no bank fees, it's the perfect time to make every journey something special. Apply now to pre-qualify in 60 seconds at rbc.com/auto loan to shop with confidence. Conditions apply. RBC, your idea of loving your journey happens here.
Nassau, it's that time again. The Ministry of Tourism, Investment and Aviation presents Bahamas Gourmet Summer 2025. And it all goes down Friday, July 25th on Main Street. All roads sleep. Downtown Nassau, Friday, July 25th, 12 noon to midnight. Featuring Van Short, Shine 242, KB, all backed by the Rhythm Band. Also a Chippy Gombe Rush Out. Friday, July 25th on Bay Street.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Yes. All right.
It is time for your morning business report, brought to you by CFAL. Exuma Chamber of Commerce President Aaron Hanna telling Guardian Business that he is organizing a meeting with developers in the Exuma Keys to find ways to ensure urgent medical services are available when emergencies happen. Hanna speaking out after an American tourist was struck by a boat propeller earlier this month. It landed that tourist in the hospital with serious wounds. Hanna saying that we need to improve how they respond to emergencies. And, quote, there are a lot of logistical challenges, so when certain things happen and people aren't in place, it could take a considerable amount of time to respond to certain emergencies. Hannah says that while the Great Exuma poses a challenge with regard to access to medical services due to the time it takes emergency services to travel out of the further flung settlements on the island, getting access to Exuma Keys is even worse. Fountain Bay Resort and Marina on Cat Island, which was listed on Realtor H.G. Christie's website for $17 million, has been sold. It's now former owner, Guardian Business confirming this. Ezra Russell said that he is in discussions with the buyer on how to move forward. It's now officially out of the hotel business. Access Cowork Suites, a co-working office space company in One West Plaza, is now officially offering Doctors Hospital Loyalty Advantage membership plan to its members. President and co-founder of Access Cowork Suites, Levin Wilson, telling Guardian Business that as of last week, they have signed an agreement with Doctors Hospital that allows members the benefit to access critical healthcare services at a discounted price through their LAMP initiative. Read more on that in today's Guardian Business section. Overseas, Elon Musk fighting court cases on opposite coasts in the U.S., raising a question about how the billionaire that could either speed his plan to put self-driving Teslas on the road or throw up a major roadblock. In Miami, a Tesla driver who has admitted he was wrong to reach for a dropped cell phone moments before a deadly accident spoke of the danger of putting too much faith in Musk's technology, specifically the autopilot program. In unusual coincidence, regulators are arguing in Oakland, California, that the case tried to pin exaggerated talk about the same self-driving technology, the Tesla technology, at the center of a request to suspend the car maker from being able to sell vehicles in the state. After his social media spat with Donald Trump, the U.S. president, Musk can no longer count on a light regulatory touch from Washington. Meanwhile, sales of his electric vehicles have plunged, and so a hit to his safety reputation could threaten his next big project, rolling out the robo-taxis, hundreds of thousands of them in several U.S. cities by the end of next year. Meanwhile, General Motors' profit declined 35% in its second quarter, including a $1.1 billion hit from tariffs, but the automaker easily topped expectations and stuck by its full-year financial outlook that it lowered in May. GM CEO Mary Barra saying in a letter to shareholders Tuesday that the automaker is attempting to greatly reduce tariff exposure. citing $4 billion of new investment in its U.S. assembly plants. Barra says that the automaker expects to build more than 2 million scales production. GM said that it's making solid progress in mitigating at least 30% of the $4 billion to $5 billion gross tariff impact it anticipates for the year through manufacturing adjustments, targeted cost initiatives, and with pricing. And Coca-Cola saying today it will add a cane sugar version of its trademark cola to its U.S. lineup this fall, confirming a recent announcement by U.S. President Donald Trump. Trump said in a social media post last week that Coca-Cola had agreed to use real cane sugar in its flagship product in the U.S. instead of high fructose corn syrup. Coke didn't immediately confirm the change, but promised new offerings soon. Today, Coca-Cola chairman and CEO James Quincy said that Coke will expand its product range to reflect consumer interest in differentiated experiences. Coke currently sells Mexican Coke, which is made from real cane sugar. And Wall Street is hanging around its records today following some mixed profit reports as General Motors and other big U.S. companies give updates on how much Donald Trump's tariffs are hurting or helping them. The S&P 500 was virtually unchanged in early trading, a day after inching to its latest all-time high. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was up 27 points, or 0.1%, as of 9:35 this morning, and the Nasdaq Composite was slipping 0.1% after setting its own record. So far, the U.S. economy seems to be powering through all the uncertainty created by the president's on and off tariffs. Many of Trump's stiff proposed taxes on imports are currently on pause, and the next big deadline is August 1st, with other countries on possible trade deals that could lower the proposed tariffs before they kick in. Closer to home in your Market Watch, recapping trading on the BISX. From Monday, your market movers, AML Foods Limited moving 7,185 shares, closing up 8 cents to $6.03. Fidelity Bank moving 1,185, down 75 cents, closing at $16.25. Consolidated Water up 5 cents, closing at $5.93. And Emira Incorporated up 11 cents, closing at $11.28. The BISX All-Share Index closing at 2,939.81, down 0.51. That's your Market Watch, and that is your Morning Business Report, brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
Yes. All right, here we go now. When I was a little boy running around the yard, I used to hear the older men talking by the bar. They talk about the things they did when they were young.
Welcome back. Our final minute here of Morning Business. Dwight Stronglow, Duquesne. I'm just amazed by this Coca-Cola story, and the president is really getting in. Everything.
Right. Like, why? Is that your role?
Well, I don't know, but it's amazing. I mean, can you imagine if a Bahamian prime minister would have so much to say about stuff?
Oh, wow.
Well, they don't say
wow
about things they should be talking about. But anyway, this is interesting. So Coca-Cola, well, that's great. Pure cane, real cane sugar.
It doesn't make it better.
What?
It doesn't.
Oh, I'm sure it does.
It doesn't.
High fructose corn syrup is
sugar. It does not make it any better, and its impact doesn't matter.
It's better than high fructose corn syrup. It's better than that.
Okay, so it's a better quality sugar that will have the same impact on you.
Let's
leave
sugar.
it there.
That isn't sugar. It's some manufactured gunk.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yes. Just don't drink it.
The zero sugar one is perfectly fine. That's the only one I drink.
Really?
Or diet. Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't had a Coke. Anyway, let's not get into that. But and then the Redskins thing, the Washington Redskins demanding that they change the name back.
Something's wrong.
It's so strange. It's an offensive name. You might like it, but it's offensive to so many people. So people will get over it. People are getting used to commanders
Right,
and the
seriously?
guardians' names. I mean,
Right?
why are we going backwards?
Why are you so involved?
Why does it matter?
Nitty gritty things
So
like
many
that. There's a big
bigger
picture things
issues,
that you
right?
need to
Don't you
focus
think?
on.
So many things.
You know? Seriously.
But it's interesting. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah, we'll see.
What next? Will people be told that they can't do and shouldn't do and
Or
must
can't
not
have
do?
access to, or
Ooh.
yeah.
Oh boy.
A
Can you imagine?
constant,
What will
constant.
27 look like?
Oh my gosh. Well, we're going to stick with The Simpsons.
Certainly not a dull moment.
Yeah.
DeQuesta Dean, thank you.
Thank you.
for being
I
here
had a
this
great
morning.
day.
I'll see you next
Had a
week.
great morning. Thank you.
And I'll be back tomorrow morning with more Morning Blend and Morning Blend Business. We're going to be on location tomorrow. We've got a very exciting show. We're going to be at Total Services. Looking forward to that. And we want you to tune in. You're going to learn so many things and more than you could ever imagine tomorrow morning. So tune in for that one. Everybody have a great day. Stay tuned for On the Clock with Aaron Green next.
Everyone was looking out of sight. The people dancing on the floor. They don't wanna stop, they shouting more. Suddenly the lady dressed in red stepped down the dance floor, she's turning it.
Southwest Plaza has so many stores, I've been trying to find a sensible way to list them all. There's CBS Bahamas, the Ashai Institute, BENC Snack World, Bamboo Shack Bahamas, there the Athlete's Foot and BTC, Games and More, John Bull Fine Threads, Alive, Bahari, Dairy Queen, 700 Wines and Spirits, Sandy's Clocks and Island Lock, Starbucks and Lowe's Pharmacy, plus Marco's Pizza and Lorraine. Southwest Plaza, what a wide array of stores. Southwest Plaza, stop by today and explore.
Only one item? Are you tired of limited choices? I'll have the one item on the menu, thank you. Wow! So many choices. Why settle for less when you deserve more? When it comes to the ways you pay, the more, the better. With a variety of payment options available, you can enjoy the freedom to choose what works best for you. Choose freedom. Choose flexibility. Choose from the full menu of payment options. The future of pay is digital.
You work hard for your money, so let your money work hard for you. With as little as $1,000 to start, you can watch your money grow by investing in CFAL's Bahamian dollar and US dollar mutual funds, each tailored to match your unique investment profile. Our expert advisors are dedicated to crafting personalized investment strategies to help you achieve your financial goals. Don't miss out on the